Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fates and Fables. I'm Kyle Brodigan, your humble DM, and we embark on an adventure unlike any other you've ever seen before. We're playing a 5e Dungeons and Dragons game, but with a little twist. The setting I have our player adventures going on is in a steampunk setting, so although we may see some familiar monsters of lore, you also see some fun, little tidbits along the way, or in the air, or streaking across the ground on a sheet of light. Please join us as we follow Ilona, Styx, Jill, Frey, Tixon, Volt, and Persephone, a newly formed group, part of the Heroes Guild known as the Gearhearts, as they travel across the land to help those who can't help themselves, fight the good fight, good versus evil, and hopefully win the day. Please, I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy the show as we tune in for another episode of Fates and Fables. Gearhearts Rising.
Alright, what's up everyone? My name's Kyle Brodigan. We are here with all my awesome players here for a game of Fates and Fables. Just like the intro that I just played that no one saw me do. Alright, cool. So we're just going to jump right into the game. We are on episode 3, guys. What?
No!
Oh my gosh! It's going right along. I'm going to do a quick recap here in just a second. We're going to go around the horn real quick. Just introduce yourself and your character. I think we know the order by now. And then we'll do some really quick advertising. Okay, go ahead. Nick, you're first.
I play Voltal. I'm Nick Rivera, and I live in New York.
Beautiful. Cody.
I think it's pretty clear we don't actually know the order, but thank you.
Nope.
Thank you for believing in us.
Yep, I tried. Give it a
I'm
shot.
Cody Odell. I play Freelast Akra. He is a... I'm all fucking confounded now because of a certain someone's unfounded faith in my ability.
We had all the time to practice too. That's okay.
Zealot Barbarian and level 1 Paladin multiclass. It's pretty great.
Perfect. Kayla, you're next.
Oh my gosh, I'm Kayla and I play Alona. She's an artificer and she's got Misfit, who is a mechanical dragon and her very best friend and the absolute greatest thing ever. And I live in Pittsburgh.
Beautiful. And Crab.
I am Crab. I play Jill, Lizard Folk Fighter, and I live in California somewhere.
I like it.
Perfect. And Heather, go ahead.
Heather, I play Persephone Sharon for Dunderoth Kierney Darenard III, the gunslinger of the group. That's about it.
Wait, what was it again?
No.
That again?
Yes.
Gunslinger? Did you miss Gunslinger?
Just keep going, Heather. You're doing great. Okay, you got it.
That was it.
Okay,
That was
okay. All right, great. Next, Kevin, you're up.
I'm Kevin. I play Styx, the happy, helpful goblin, and I'm from the England. So yeah, hi.
All right. All right, cool. So let's just jump right into it here. We're gonna do a quick recap. First of all, if you haven't already done so, check out Heather has her website for Val Duskwood bags. I have mine right here. They are so awesome. They are so.
I need
beautiful.
something
They
new.
Hold all your dice. Like a lot of dice. I think I got 4 in here so far, and I still have room, which is ridiculous. But in a good way. And Heather, you want to do the thing with your? So I'll put it up later. There. Okay. Perfect. And Kayla, real quick, just plug the artist. She does all kinds of cool stuff. Go ahead with that.
Oh my gosh, you can find her on Twitter. Her name on Twitter, her Twitter handle at Caljanita.
Just point somewhere. There. Okay. Great. All right. Perfect. All right. Cool. So let's get into a recap. Last time on Fates and Fables, Gearhearts Rising, our awesome adventurers had finally made their way to the outskirts of the Jewel of Tharis, Imbric, hometown to one of our players, Persephone. And as they came to the outskirts of the city, they were greeted by the town outskirted scouting party of these large pterodon dinosaur creatures with a dwarf riding along one of the bigger ones. And they were finally, with some help from Mac and some paperwork about their purpose of coming to the city of Imbric, made their way to the city, of which the the party dropped off the train with their mechs and their mech stangs, and I believe you had them delivered to the academy with a note on it saying that this was special delivery for a Professor Ruprecht, who you might or may not be a little late. Who knows? After that, you guys traversed through the city streets of mainland Imbric, to which you saw a number of different things, number of different sights and sounds and smells. There's dinosaurs walking around with stores on their back with dinosaurs. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many crazy fun things. And you also notice that some of the people in this town gave some weird eyes to some of the people in your party.
Polite way of saying they're super racist.
That's one way of putting it, yeah, sure. But kind of put that together as we were going with another character we met a little bit later. You guys actually made your way over to the island of Imbric, which is connected by these really cool trolley bridges. And the one thing I wanted to mention to you before, I don't know if you caught it, but this island is actually sort of it's actually floating above the water. So it's connected to the mainland with these bridges. So it's kind of a cool, unique aspect of the city. And once you got to the island of Imbric, you noticed a dramatic change in the landscape. Lots of Richie folk, more of a Warforged presence on this side, doing a lot of mundane jobs, cleaning up, painting houses, that kind of fun stuff. Once you made your way through the island, you eventually made your way to the House of Blades, where you meted with the Gerald, who is the steward of the house, the main housekeeper, I guess, if you will, for the De Renard family. To which you kind of were escorted around some of the main halls. You got some food, a better version of chicken and waffles than one that you may have had before. I mean, to each their own. Some of you might have enjoyed the one that you had back in Azeroth. Who knows?
No.
Yeah, everyone likes different things. So, kind of fast forwarding, eventually you had the chance to meet Viscount Zephyrs and Countess Daphne, who were actually at another one of the houses in the city of Imbric, the House of Coin. For what you later learned, they were preparing and seemed to be bartering some sort of money exchange for a very large occurrence happening at the end of the week, a large ball / marriage for one of the sisters to Persephone, Andromeda, to the son of the House of Courts, the elven family, Woldall, who, as you've had yet to meet, are pretty sure is an idiot, and you haven't even met him yet, but so far that's what Persephone has described him as. At this point, you were invited to dinner later, not so much to the Viscount, but more so Calypso's request. And in the meantime, we're walking your way over to the Academy, which is this large, grand-scale conglomerate hodgepodge of military presence and inventors and tinkerers and this whole R&D, research and development kind of space where there's this large courtyard where some of the inventors or military can go out and try some of the new equipment or anything that comes to mind. That's kind of the safety area. So, we last left off. You guys had just arrived to the front gates of the academy, and as you look off to the left, you can see this large, probably 25, 30-foot wall made of a stone, all the way, probably about 200 yards long, going down to the left into kind of like a forest area and kind of loops around to the side. Gearhearts, what do you want to do?
So, hey, Voltal, I think over there's where I'm gonna try to blow you up, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Blow up.
Looks to be about the right place. I mean, there's lots of stone walls and shit.
Yeah, make sure there's no collateral damage.
The experimenting is actually outside of town, and then personal
Why? This is like a perfectly serviceable, big-ass field right there.
Seems like a waste of space.
training.
Yeah, this is training for blowing shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And making his shit better.
Right about that time, Percy pauses, freezes, has this look on her face of realization, digs around in her bag of holding, pulls out a book, flips through it a little bit, and then in this weird combination of Celestial and Gnomish, she goes, "Son of a bitch, motherfucker, god damn it!"
Wow.
Hey, I understood that partially. What are you... Sun gods, what?
Do I speak Gnomish? Hold on.
I speak Celestial.
Oh, I learned some new words today.
Ooh, I know Celestial.
I'm just looking for gargoyles.
She's gonna shove the book back in her bag and like pace around a little bit, looking like she might go storming back to her house, and then just stop. I think we'll have to go to dinner after all, and walk straight into the academy.
Wait, could we have, I don't know, like a
I
little bit more information about...
Later, it's a
Do we ever get more
privacy.
information?
Thought I was uninvited.
We'll just.
Oh, Frank, actually, I have an idea for that. So, I'm not going to explain it to you because I think it would be better if I just sort of surprised you with it. But...
I don't know whether to be concerned or excited. I'm
because
going
the
to go
thing
with a
is
little bit of both, I think.
don't know if it'll be ready by dinner, that's the thing, because I haven't actually found it. And so I have to find it, and then I have to do it, and so it's going to take some time.
So, what was the reason he wasn't allowed to come to dinner again?
He didn't have
He
a
wasn't
shirt.
wearing a
shirt.
Oh, so does it have to be an actual shirt? Because I apparently still have my art supplies from school, and I could paint you a shirt.
Ooh.
That sounds pretty
Oh my
interesting,
god,
actually.
body
like-
painted.
I would just follow Percy inside the big building of learning, I think.
All right, so we got two things to test now. One, how well you explode. How well that thing on your back. How to make you explode better. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. How
Mm-hmm.
and painting. Painting a shirt.
I was thinking of like a tie too, like a little bow tie. Maybe smiley
Ooh.
faces on a bow tie.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, no,
Well-
that sounds dapper as fuck. Let's do it.
But you can't see that. If you're going to paint a bow tie on him, can I have my scarf back?
I mean, I guess
We can put
I
the
like
bow tie
scarf.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, like my shoulder, like a little like.
No, I was thinking
around
lower.
it. Like the elbow.
No, on the chest.
One of
Oh,
these
like
people.
directly across the chest.
Mhm.
That's more like a ribbon.
Not if there's two of them.
Yep. Need two. One for each nipple.
They're the male organs that
Oh shit!
aren't
Okay.
used.
Yeah. All right.
Wait,
Females use them, guys don't.
I don't.
It's a
So
pop
I've
quiz.
read about these. I don't know.
Hey, Jill, what'd you do with that book?
Oh,
Jill's
I think I ate it.
inside. We're just standing outside talking
Wait.
about where to paint bow ties
What
on
did-
you.
Where did Jill
Oh,
go?
I have.
Oh, they
just-
went inside. Oh, we
Yeah, I
should-
have my 11th grade biology book. Here you go. He has the 10th grade one. He ate that one.
Wait, is there more?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. I was gonna give you some time before this book, but
Oh, the look on your face. Oh, poor Loda.
And borrow it when you're done.
sure. I look at Frey. I have the 12th grade one too.
Oh my god! Why are there so many?
Wait. There's a 12th grade.
Yeah.
Let me see that shit.
Okay, it just has a bunch of drawings in it. They don't really do work in that grade.
Are you sure this is a academic?
Mm-hmm.
It'll definitely teach you stuff.
Right. Well, let's go in. Well, I got a test. Boom.
Oh yeah, we were gonna make your hammer explode better.
Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
Alona, I
Wait,
might
are we
need
going
your
back to
tinkering.
sexual innuendos? Just
But I might need Alona's tinkering fingers.
Didn't say
No,
it
I
out
can't-
loud, but that's kind of where he's like perking up a little bit. Like, wait.
Yeah, man. Big weapons.
So
Your big sword, my big hammer. No.
So when Percy, you first walk in,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been here before. When you first walk into the front set of doors, these large wooden doors, and you walk in, it opens up into this grand hallway. And when I say grand, I mean 40, 50 foot long stretch up to the ceiling, probably about 20 or 30 foot wide. Marble floors the whole way. Has this cool, like, not checkered pattern, but it's this white marble on the floor, and every so often there's like these big black square patches. Kind of almost resembles like a chess or a checkers board, but not so uniform to it. And when you first walk in, to your right and to your left, you can it's all open air in here, except for the ceiling is made of these this long set of glass, right? So it has an open air feel to it. But the ceiling has this skylight to it, And off to the left and to the right, every floor, there's there's 4 floors to this building, and you can see like people walking, right? So you can see like some like humans and dwarves and gnomes walking this way. There's some dressed in military garb and some dressed in, you know, the aprons and the leather, and they have like, you know, their hair's kind of messed up. They have like black dust on the side of their faces. You walk past this little gnome. He's like talking to himself. He's like, no. He's like kind of like messing with something in his hands, just like jittering and talking to himself as he walks past you. And when you look off to these sides, and the rest of the group starts to come in behind you, you start to see all this as well. The people walking, the open air field to these sides there's no like rooms in a sense. It's that like as you're walking in, you see like this and like something comes like flying out into the hall to the main archway, and you can see all these like lights and buzzers and beeps going on over here. You see smoke starting to rise over here. Somebody runs over like this big bucket of water and throws it on something. You guess something might have been on fire. Like there's no actual like closed laboratories here or workshops. Everything is kind of segmented into like this very structured, organized, almost like beehive effect to it, right? But instead of hexagons, it's all like rectangles. And in here, everyone, you could hear some people like yelling over in Dwarvish, like, look out! But in Dwarvish, so if you speak Dwarvish, you heard it. If you didn't, you didn't. As this other projectile comes like screeching down to the floor, like kind of explodes a part of a marble, so you see a warforged come over and start like sweeping it up. Welcome to the academy, guys. Where would you guys like to go?
I'm beelining it for the professor's workspace.
Okay.
I'm following Percy.
I'm getting distracted, but trying to keep up.
Are we still outside or we make it inside?
I think we made it inside.
You all are probably about like 20 feet behind Alona. Not Persephone, sorry.
I'm immediately on high alert and trying to dodge everything.
Okay, all right. Duly noted. So
I'm trying to touch everything.
Dodge everything?
Touch everything.
If I see anyone doing something that looks like they need to concentrate, I'm going to smack them with guidance, then keep walking.
Okay, cool.
What a helpful guy.
You probably would see that gnome talking to himself, just kind of like, he's very short, probably all about like 3 foot, 3 foot tall. He has like, again, he actually doesn't even have a shirt on. It's just an apron. And as he walks by, as you go to guidance him, and you kind of like tap him on the shoulder, there's this little slight arcane crackle in your hand. And as you look down, he's literally not wearing any clothes. He's just a naked gnome with an apron on, just walking around. You see this little gnomish tush right there in front of you, and you kind of spark and goes, ah!
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you! And he just kind of like walks off.
I was almost on board with this man because he was shirtless, and then he was pantsless too, and I was less okay with it.
Pantsless, that's too much. Okay, all right.
It reminds me of senior year.
It's a very different school than me, man.
As Percy bolts it just straight forward with a purpose, basically. Percy with a purpose, right? You start to bolt to the other end of this long hallway, and again, this building is massive. It's probably about maybe about 150, 200 yards deep and 4 stories tall.
But she's on a personal quest, so she'll be there soon.
What's that?
God.
But she's on a personal quest, so she'll be there soon.
I heard that,
You know, God damn it. All right. No, I'm gonna make it through. No, I'm gonna make it through. We're only 10 minutes in. I can do this. Okay. All right. So as you guys start to just like kind of look around in awe as all this is happening all around you, this whole building is just full of life. All right. Every time you look around, you see someone. They're kind of like combining these 2 beakers. You see these 2 dwarves like with these big goggles on, and there's like this beaker and another beaker, and they're slowly pouring a liquid inside, and then nothing happens. Oh, whoa, all right. And then the thing like blows up as they're standing there. They're like, and they start like writing notes. Like it was like, oh, okay, and they just go back to their business. Persephone, you walk to the other end of this long hallway. At the very end is this familiar device that you've been in before. The wall is full of glass, but right in the middle, there's these 2 set of glass doors. And as you approach and step, the doors slide open, and you can walk inside. It's fairly big. It's like a 8x8 room in here. This is an elevation device that will take you up to whatever floor you want to go to.
Do the doors open when you step on something?
As she's in the elevator, it does start to close unless you guys are still following in hot pursuit there.
I mean, I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come with.
I definitely
Making
got
my
lost.
way downtown.
I'm gonna wait for everyone, but be like, "Come on, hurry it up. We don't have all day."
Guidance, presentation, guidance, presentation, guidance. Just to my whole hallway.
Just fuck.
Bolt.
As you're
Run.
as you're doing that, you see another set. There's like these two half elves kind of like thinking in themselves to like a notebook, and as you pass guidance on, they both go and then start writing something down. You don't know what happened, but it seems like they might have gotten something. And then
He didn't turn naked, so I did a good job.
yeah.
I was worried that it was my spell.
It's going to be a very productive day at the academy.
Make a dex saving throw, Frey, with advantage since you were prepared for this.
Okay, good.
First roll.
15, boys.
Okay, so as you're kind of like looking around, just making sure nothing happened, you hear this, and you just instinctively duck out of the way. There's another like projectile. You can't really see what it is, but you can see the smoke screen as you duck, and it goes right above your head, over to this other side, where those two elves just had this epiphany. This like projectile hits one of them in their books, and they're like, "No, no, no!" And they just like fall to their knees, and they're like, the other one's just like kind of like half chuckling, half not chuckling. Like, you just kind of look over and kind of get on the elevator with everyone. So, what floor would you like to go to, Persephone?
Whatever floor his workshop is on. I don't think we really talked about
Oh,
that.
you've been here before. Professor Ruprecht is on the 4th floor. He's the main head honcho here. He's got the high
Figured.
palace room.
Sounds like you guys need to spend some more time workshopping this plan.
You walk over to the side, and as you all enter into this chamber, right, the doors slowly close, and you hear this 4th floor, and you just and you hear behind you, not really noticing before, but as you start to go up, because you didn't see it, but as you start to go up, and you look behind you, all these walls are made of glass, and as you start to go up, you can actually see hundreds upon hundreds of different gears on the three sides, the two sides and the one behind you, of all these different gears coagulating together as the elevator starts to go up. It's a really kind of a cool feature as all these gears is seemingly pulling you up to the 4th floor as you go. Big ones, small ones, little teeny tiny ones, huge cogs as you're going up to the 4th floor. And as you exit, I gotta go over here. So as you exit, as you come up to the 4th floor, you can actually see into this room. And the doors open and you walk in. This room is, again, you can hear the commotion out in front. Like you can see, now that you're on the 4th floor, you can see the skylights coming down from above, and you can see some more things flying around out there and little bells and whistles going. But when you walk into this room, again, a very open air feeling to it. You can see, gosh, all kinds of cool shit in here. There's, on the one wall to your right is 3 walls, front, right, and as you come in to the side, another wall. It's just wall to wall, top to ceiling, just books. All kinds of books. Some are like in the actual shelving, some are like kind of haphazardly in, some have like just random pages, some old, some new. Off to the left-hand side, you see there's like this big mantle with a fireplace, like big mantle fireplace, and there's these like a really cool table, and the table is not made of like wood, but actually made of like a metal top with like these cool like some sort of like copper artistic contraption of the legs of the table, and next to it are these 2 red like velvet high top chairs, but again, instead of wood on the side, it's all like copper and metal and bronze to make the actual furniture itself. And right in front of you, the big massive table, you see an elderly man who kind of balding in the top and the front, hair off to the side, gray and white, kind of half-cocked goggles off to one side, big bushy beard out in front, and you can see the back of him, and you see like he's kind of like working on something at this table. Everything else is pretty regular standard dress, just regular brown slacks and some sort of brown tannish shirt. You can see the back straps of some sort of apron overall contraption. But you just kind of see, shouldn't really mention the mustache yet, 'cause you can see, but you see the back of his hair and everything. You just see this man working at a table.
I just go up behind him, kind of look over his shoulder at what he's doing.
Okay, and as you walk up, he's actually working. He has like this little bird. It looks like a bird at first. But as you kind of get it closer, go ahead and make, you want to walk up stealthily or just walk up?
Stealthily.
Stealth, okay, roll a stealth check.
16.
16. Okay. So as you walk up, he doesn't seem to notice you. You can see in his hand. You want to pop up over his shoulder, or kind of off to the side?
Just to the side, just looking over his shoulder, just out of his peripheral view.
As you kind of just take a real quick little peek around the side, you can see in his hand just like this bird made of like metals and bronzes, and he's like kind of working very delicately. He has like some sort of little screwdriver in his hand, just kind of like. Come on, you can do it. No. Oh, come on. Ah, yes. Okay. Whew, okay. And he like just slowly closes this little latch, and he takes out and he looks on the table. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. And he picks up this little teeny tiny key, and he just starts to crank it, crank it, crank it. Come on. And he kind of hits it once or twice, not like really hard, but just like a little, like kind of get it to go. And you see this little bird just start going, and you hear all these little metal pieces. Instead of hearing like the feathers of like a bird flapping its wings, you hear more of like that. I used your bag, ha! So, and you hear like these metal pieces kind of flittering together. He goes, oh, it worked! This is amazing! Fly, little boy, fly, little one! And he kind of like lets it go, and you just see it like do like a quick little thing around the room, and it like kind of takes off. And he like, as it kind of like starts to take off into the open air of the rest of it, it kind of goes out like 20, 30, 40 feet. He's like, yes, it's working. Come back! And he like starts to, you look over at his wrist, and his wrist is just covered in all these little like buttons and gizmos and gears. He's like, oh no, come on, this one I think. And he like pushes a button, and over on the right side you see a book like fly off the shelf. That's not the right button. No,
it's that one right there, I believe. I'm just gonna reach over and point to the button. I think it is what he needs.
And as you reach over and push on the button, go ahead and make an intelligence check. Let's see if you push the right button.
Advantage because Tinker.
Sure.
3. And oh, neither of those are great. 10.
Okay, so as he pushes the button, all these books fly. Come on, Rubik's, come on, man, which button is it? And you go, I think it's this one. And you push a button, and you look over to the side, and you see the fireplace go woof, and then come back down. It just poofed up really high. He goes, where did you come from? And he's very startled at the presence of someone in his room all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, and I don't even look like Percy at the moment. I still look like the dark-skinned half-elf.
Sounds like you didn't tinker this through very much.
Completely awful.
Can you mute him?
When he sees and turns, he goes, oh my goodness! You startled me. What? How can I help you? How did you get in here? And he kind of like looks around. Who are all of you? And as he like turns around, he's like,
I wave.
In Gnomish, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry for bothering you, Professor, and startling you. I know you didn't expect me to be back, and I'm just gonna shift my face briefly to Percy and then back.
What? Do that again. How did you do that?
Shift it back.
Well, this is quite the
Gonna go and,
face-off.
Try to just like poke at you a little bit, not in the face, just kind of like. Persephone?
No, that's not Percy. It's Bennett.
It's fine. I've been going by Bennett. And I'm just going to take off the hat and look like myself and kind of bow.
Ah, Persephone! He doesn't do bows. Ah, Persephone! Oh my God! He's gonna go and just hug you and pick you up really quick. If you want.
Okay.
Can he do that?
While all this is happening, I just want Misfit to go get that bird and bring it to me.
You want to send Misfit out to get the bird?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
and bring it to me. He knows how to be gentle.
Are you telling him gentle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go get it, but be careful with it because it's very delicate. Oh no.
Kind of want to go with him.
Just shoot out the sky.
Oh god.
It just takes off and just bolts out after this thing. So we'll see how Misfit does trying to track this thing down.
Oh.
Ah, Persephone! Oh, it's been so long. How have you been, dear? I've been. Oh, it's just so much to do. It's a little time. No. Yeah, right. Yeah, I have so many things I've been working on in my workshops. You haven't been around for so long. You have so. Tell me, where have you been?
It hasn't been that long. It's been like a couple of months. That's all. There's so much. First of all, before we get into that, if anybody else asks, I've been here all day. I've been hiding in the back, in here with you.
He just
That
starts
may
to
come
shake
up
his
later.
head as soon as you start saying, if anyone asks, as soon as that happens, just. Oh, hi. Okay, so.
She always been like this.
Tricks. Still up to me having to cover for you, huh? Alright, well.
Well, this is not just some whim. This is something that may be life or death.
Really?
It is?
Meanwhile, Frey's in the background playing with some random shit, almost drops it, catches it, sets it on the table. Picks it back up, starts fucking with it again.
As you do that, you hear this clink, clink, clink. He looks over to the side. He goes, "Are all of these peoples with you?"
Yes, I've actually joined the Glory Hounds, and this is the team I am part of. We're the Gearhearts.
You've done what? He's very surprised at that. Hold on.
yes.
Time out. Whoa.
That's the least
Hold on,
of it, I
rewind.
assure you. That's the least of it.
Tell me. Wait. Hold on. He's like, I have to sit down. Hold on. And he's like looking around. He like looks for his button. Boop. And like you see a little table, like a little side table slide out of the other table, and he sits on it. Oh, I love stories. Tell me. What have you been up to? Tell me.
Do you want the short version or the long version?
That's not even a watch. Go ahead. You have all the time. Go ahead. Tell me everything.
Alright, this is gonna be a long session of talking. I'm just gonna walk around looking at things.
Go ahead and make
I'm
an
going to.
investigation check, Jill.
Eat them all. Eat all this stuff.
No, maybe, we'll see.
Yes.
Before I get
I'm sure he's
started
got
in the
something made of
story,
electrum.
before I get started in the story, I want to turn around. I'm gonna like start and go. Hold on, and turn around and say, "Don't touch anything, please."
Literally holding half the book that flew off the countertop.
Still
I am
holding
trying to
whatever
clean
else
this room.
Don't touch anything that is where it belongs.
If I could just pause for a moment. If or one day we ever get like fan art and stuff, this scene right here makes me so happy. As Frey is jumbling something, Styx is about to touch some shit. Colt's like, I'm sorry, like half opening a book, and Jill's has
And Misfit has the bird in his mouth. Yeah.
And Olivia's
Anyway,
like,
I got-
no! As Misfit takes off. You guys are awesome. I love this shit. Yes, please,
Anyway, I
wait,
gotta-
hold on. They're not going to touch anything, I hope. This is very dangerous room. Very dangerous. Don't touch anything. As he looks around and sees everything. Hold that thought. And he's going to run over to the crocodile and just look up at you. And then poke at you.
I poke at him.
That didn't
The only
work.
appropriate
Is this-
response.
Are you really? And he just starts like touching your chest.
Yes,
Careful, it
he is
might
epic.
actually eat you.
He's what? And he like kind of like takes a step back. Is he serious?
He won't actually eat you.
No.
He doesn't eat things that talk to him. So just talk to him, like, real quick, like, right now, otherwise he's going to eat you.
I'll come back. And he starts to walk over towards you, Frank. Like, and he looks.
You're
over
really
you
bad
and
at this.
he's like, oh, fascinating. Do you
No, don't touch
mind?
it!
And he's looking up
No,
at
don't
your
touch
face,
it!
like he's gonna touch your face.
Don't touch it!
I lean back a little bit. Normally, I'd be okay with it, but, like, I got some weird shit going on right now, man. Probably best you don't.
Last time someone touched his mask, something bad happened.
Yeah, and
Well, now I
What?
just want to touch it even more. Is that weird? Is that wrong? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know what? Tell you what.
Passed out!
You can touch it if I can touch anything else I want in this room. Huh?
Make a persuasion check, Frey.
I'm not very good at these. Let's see how I do.
Oh, wait, I got a 17 on investigation.
I got an
Okay.
11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we put a pin in this? I don't know if I really want to touch your face all of a sudden. So okay, never mind. Gio,
Yeah.
with your 17, so there's the books on the wall. There's a fire mantelpiece. There's the table. I'll say with that 17, you notice after he kind of leaves you and walks over towards Frey, over in the one corner is this really cool contraption of sorts. It's made of a really shiny metal, possibly gold, could be gold. And as you walk over to it, it's this long, skinny tube, but at the one end is a little bit bigger than the other. So at the top is very large, and at the other end is very small. And on the two sides of this contraption are these, not really a tripod, more just these two long legs on each side. And as a fulcrum in the middle, it looks like it goes up and down. As you kind of look it over really quick, there's some sort of big, large glass cylinder on the one side. And it kind of, like it does kind of swivel and go up and down as you play with it a little bit.
All right.
That's what you found so far with that.
Cool.
Styx, you were literally about to touch what?
Something random, just because Percy said don't touch anything.
Okay. So on the table that he was working at, right, are some other gizmos and gadgets and things like that. And there's just a box. Just a random box with a big button on it. Like, what else would you possibly want to touch but a big box with a button on it?
If I'm right there, can I smack his hand when he reaches out?
He is on the other side of the table. This table is probably about 5 foot thick and about 6 feet wide. It's a very large
Okay.
kitchen.
Then I'm just gonna.
I spot the box, stare at Percy, and then walk away.
Okay. Excellent.
Find a seat.
Volt, you picked up the book, right?
I'm picking up books and looking for the broom.
Looking.
I'm trying to clean the room.
Got it. So the book that you picked up, would you like to look at it or not? You can just pick it up.
It's-
if you want.
Sure.
It's advanced biology for the freshman
Ooh.
biologist.
God.
Does it have a library card in it?
So in this book, when you pick it up, interestingly enough, it does actually have drawings of the body, like human bodies, dwarf bodies, things like that. But it's not so much like a sex ed book. It seems like you picked up like it's very thick. It's almost like a straight up anatomy book, detailing all the different bone structures of like humans compared to dwarves, compared to elves, and like the elves have longer ears, and like all this technical medical terminology. And when you look on the sides, for the most part, it's written in common. But then like on the Elvish drawing, there's like, what languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Gnomish, Infernal, Primordial.
Okay, so on
Bunch of
like,
random ones.
So when you go to like the human page, right, and you can read the, like common, right? There's like these weird markings on the side. Kind of doesn't really make any sense, but you do tell that it's like a different color, like ink, than like the ink that was made to make the book. And then you kind of flip around again, and when you get to like the dwarven side, now you can actually read this. This is in Gnomish. It's weird that there's Gnomish on the dwarven picture, and again it's in like a different color, and it's talking about like the size difference of like a gnomish femur to a dwarven femur. It's like little arrows and stuff, and like little side notes. And when you go through, so that's really the only one you can read, but you can see that there's all these other markings in the margins of different markings than what the pictures are in the book.
Oh, it's hidden ink with different languages. Do you do book trades?
What's that?
Do you do book trades?
Are you talking to Professor?
Yeah.
Oh,
I will put
what
one
did
of my
you buy?
books in.
I have a very vast collection. What do you want to trade?
I have another book. I'll give you a book for a book.
Wonderful. Let me take a look. And what book are you offering him?
I have pretty much 8th through 12th grade of all the classes you can take.
Okay.
And then there's one picture book.
Ooh, okay. What's in the picture book?
Explosions for dummies.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Which one do you want to offer?
I'll lay them out. He can pick one.
Okay, yeah, great. Which
Well,
one
I'm
were you
sorry, there's
looking at?
one
The
book
trade.
missing.
I love
The
trades.
10th
This is great. This
Yeah.
is how the academy works. You know, there's information coming and going and things flying all around all the time. This is wonderful. What do you have to offer?
I'll go for like the mathematic books.
Okay.
I'll hand
You
him
want to
stuff.
put that book back and pick a different book?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just gonna literally put one book on his shelf and take the book that I wanted to and put that in my pile.
Okay. So you put the other book that came out with all the stuff and you put that one back and you want to pick a different one?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
A 6.
So as you're looking around and everything, old or new book? I'll let you pick.
Old.
Old? Okay. So when you're kind of looking around and he's like scouring over, okay, very interesting, very good. Explosives for dummies.
Yeah.
Okay.
The author for that one is me.
Is you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not finished yet.
Explosives for dummies by Voltaire. Sounds intelligent. Sounds good. I know someone who would like this book. I mean, I have first-hand knowledge of all kinds of explosives, but this could be actually pretty good. He kind of like leafs through some of the pages. Yo, okay, yes, okay. And what you found is an herbalist book, actually.
Ooh.
It's kind of foreign to you in terms of what your common knowledge practices are of things that you know, but seems like a pretty interesting read. It's got-
Yeah, no, I'll definitely take that. That seems fun.
All right, I will tell you what that does later.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no.
This is very old book. Yes, good find. All right, you want to do trade? Because this,
Yeah.
I already know a lot in this book, but this could be.
There's some blank pages in the back. I didn't finish it yet, so if you want to add more, and then I'll like take notes later.
I could add something to this. Yes, okay. And all right.
So like speaking of adding things, you said you have like first-hand knowledge of all things explosive.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So check this shit out. I pull out the boom hammer and grab a capsule. How do I make this better?
He looks over at Persephone. I like your friends. So you're gonna pull out your boom hammer and your cartridge thingy.
Yep, I got an example of the cartridge in my left hand, the boom hammer in the right, just kind of like holding it up.
Guidance.
On the professor.
Yeah. He looked like he was concentrating and just slapped him with the guidance.
Gosh dang it! What happened?
Well, he rolled 2d20 for some
He
reason.
rolled a 15 and a 2.
I don't know what's happening. All right. Oh, okay. So he's gonna pick up the cartridge first. He's not even gonna look at the hammer. He just wants to look at the cartridge. Interesting. Where did you get this from?
That was a gift for getting into the Glory Hounds.
Azeros has a wonderful workshop called the Wild Phoenix, and that's where they purchase the gifts.
Oh, it's Schmidt.
Oh, that's where we have that old like submarine thing too. Yeah.
yes,
yeah,
the rig. I've picked up a few toys.
We put
Put
claws
the
on it.
cartridge back down for a moment. Oh, please do tell. Hold on.
Hey, wait a minute. You want to tell me how to make that better?
Hold, please. One moment. One amazing thing at a time. You said you have a submarine, a functioning submarine that goes.
It even goes on over the ground as well. Yes, I'm working on a way to make it fly.
He starts just pulling on his beard a little bit. So now that you guys can see his face, there's this big, wily, like, thick, full mustache. Matches the color of his hair. It's kind of like, again, now that you can see the front, it's all balled up on top with this, like, crazy, wily hair, and his goggles are kind of off to the side. And this big, thick, full mustache that all matches, and he just starts scratching it like this. And Percy, make a history check.
I don't know which dice to trust now. Oh, that wasn't too bad. 17.
17. Two things. One, you recall that Professor Rubric has always been very fascinated with nautical contraptions, and has always tried to figure out how to make, boats faster or go underwater. So when you start talking about submarines that actually function, let alone go on water. And the second thing, you remember growing up that when he starts scratching his beard like this, he's very interested and focused on whatever the hell it is that you're talking about. This is like a nervous tick kind of thing for him. So he's like, and where do you have... Tell me you made blueprints, please. Oh, Persephone, do not let me down on this.
Of course I did. You know me. And I pull out my sketchbook and I show it. Now, granted, I did not build this. I found it and improved it. But
of course,
here's the designs that it had, and then the improvements. And I'm just going to show them the page.
And so you just like roll it out right there on the table and everything?
Well, it's my sketchbook, so I just like, flip it open, be like, this is that.
And as you're starting to do that, you see him go and like clear all stuff off the table. That box that had the little button goes flying everywhere.
I try to catch a cartridge.
You don't see a broom
across the room.
Oh God!
When you see that box go tumbling, you actually hear the spring. Go ahead and make a perception check, Sticks, because you're the closest to the box. He just goes like just full bore, reps the stuff off the table.
Perception.
Maybe I do.
Grand total of non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. So as you kind of like are starting to like look back out into the area, you see all these other people, kind of all these other things out in the academy, right? You come back in, and he like shoves all the stuff on the table. You look and you see that box, and when the button hits the floor, it actually springs back up because the box's edges all contract around where if you were to press it, it would actually like contract all around your hand and like enclose it. But it's like in this weird ball on the floor that ting 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 as it rolls off to the side.
We need that for the dinner.
Wicked cool.
It's pretty great.
What are
But
you
did this
doing
man
with
just
all this
throw the
that's
explosive cartridge? This is an important matter.
Alona, what would you like to do while all this is going?
I feel like Frey asked a very important question. Did the explosive cartridge just fly across the room?
What's on the table?
In my imagination, no, because I put it off to the right and I swiped off to the left. But
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're all right then. That's
So
okay.
Now that Alona is, for sure she's not blowing up, did Misfit catch the bird?
go ahead and roll. Does he have a survival? I guess he does. Sure.
Misfit has everything.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Well, now that he's got the silver claws, sure.
Oh, he's actually quite good at survival. Okay. Oh, that is going to be a 17.
Okay.
Comes back with a real bird.
Misfit, no.
Misfit, yes.
We'll find out what he brings back in just a moment. All right. I'll tell you. Hold on. So as he swipes off all this stuff, you actually see him press another button, this time on the table, not on his wristwatch, on the table, and another drawer pops out. This drawer's full, the kitchen junk drawer, if you will. There's like springs and like tops and yo-yos. There's a yo-yo in there because why not? And he's reaching through all these things and he kind of like, oh, there you are. And he kind of like, stuff goes flying around as it flies around my basement. And he just starts, he has his own little like side notebook out and he's like, okay, let's see, what do you have? He kind of opened it up.
I even have a little sketch. It's not the whole thing, but yeah, I do.
Oh, this is fantastic. And he just starts to like look at it. Oh, excellent. And he like almost like goes to like reaching your notebook like he's gonna write something. He's like, oh, so sorry. Old habits. He's just silent, just looking at the book.
I would poke that glass thing I was looking at.
What's that?
Yeah, I poked the glass thing I was looking at.
Yeah.
Anything happen?
What did you poke it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to hear you. When you poke it, where do you want to
Well.
poke it at? Front, middle, side, back?
I'll poke the side first.
Okay. When you poke the side, it just kind of goes. Meh.
I poke the other side.
When you poke on the one side, it it kind of there's the center fulcrum, so it kind of like seesaws. So it's up like this, and when you poke it down, it goes.
All right, I'm just gonna keep poking it consistently for a while because this is entertaining.
Jill,
I love it.
Just almost like that bird that goes in the glass, but this is this metal tube contraption, just down, up.
Well, look at it this way. At least he's not trying to eat it. Yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is. So as he's
But I
like,
mean, I'm just saying there's bound to be something made of electrum in here somewhere.
let's see. Okay, so we're writing in the notebook, right? And Elona's waiting for Misfit, and Volt's reading a book, and Styx
Anymore. He made a huge mess.
making.
He made a mess.
And as you kind of look around, yeah, there's no broom in here. No, just really no need. It's just gonna get messy again. You kind of pull that around really quick. As he's looking down, and I guess Frey, what would you like to do while all this is happening?
While all this is happening, I'm just like staring at him impatiently with my cartridge set on the tip. It's like,
Oh! I'm so sorry. I didn't even catch any of your names. Persephone, Manners, who are all of your friends? I've been just jumping right. Everyone's it's crazy in here, but that's the academy, hey! And then, so, please tell me, introduce me to all of your friends.
Frelos, Styx, Alona, Jill, and Volt. He's the latest addition. Is Tixon here with us, or are we just gonna
Yeah, sure, he's here. He's just
okay,
walking
then
around.
Tixon.
Went over by the fireplace.
Okay.
That's a nice spot. Oh, all right. So, I'm so sorry, Frey. You have to understand. This means so much to me. I've been waiting a long time to see. I never thought. And he kind of like goes back to it for a second. Like, I never thought you put the underneath the. Why? And he looks up at why, and he's just like, oh, just.
but yeah, man. I mean, they get it. I mean, I don't get any of that, but I get the importance of things you've been waiting on. So.
That's okay. I'm being rude. Okay, let me put this down for a moment. Let me go back to this just for a brief second. And he like puts back up your thing. Okay, so you said they made this in Azeroth. Wild Phoenix. I don't know. Anyone from Wild Phoenix, but this is quite nice. Do you want me to help make this a bit better, or?
I mean, yes. I was gonna have a Voltal over there, like make something similar to that, but with his like electric bomb shit. But like, I'm up for anything, really.
And now, when you point that out, all this craziness is going on. It's very hard to focus on anything. He goes, "What is that?" And he puts your thing back down. He runs over to Volt, and he's like looking at his book bag thing. On his back.
I forgot I had that on.
He's like,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. And he's like looking at it. He's kind of like looking over it and everything. What is this magnificent device? Where did you make this, or did someone make this? For you?
I made it.
You made this?
I had to.
Why?
Why?
So the crystal in my hand is from an elemental, and this container is the only way I can.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the only way I can control it without it exploding everywhere. I could more channel it.
So you made this vacuum device to be able to harness the power of the storm of this. You said it's an elemental shard?
I show him my hand.
Fascinating. And now he like pulls down his goggles, and he kind of like you noticed from before, and you noticed too, Percy, that his goggles, he has these like little lenses, and he kind of like flips one out, and he's just looking at it through like these. You see like there's one purple and one blue and like a pink one off to the side. And he's just like, yeah, and he just grabs your arm and just like pulls it up and just starts looking at this thing on the side of your hand. Very interesting configuration. So how long did this take you to make? This is.
It was about 2 years. Lots of explosion.
That makes sense. And he's like,
Is that when you were writing the book too? I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. After the first explosion, I was like, I probably should keep track of it, and then I kind of just tried to make it into a story.
So did you actually like blow up in all those ways? Flipping
Oh, yeah.
through the picture book.
Mhm.
Oh, that one looks like it probably hurt a
Oh,
lot.
I slept for a while after that one.
I can imagine. Check this out. And he kind of like lifts up his sleeve a little bit and like kind of shows you like the underside of his one. And you see like there's this large like scar where there's some stitching. And he goes, a piece of shrapnel. Right here, jutted right into my ribcage. From
Nice.
not paying attention, you know how it goes. You get into your work, and then all of a sudden projectiles go flying. Or just another day in the academy, and 42 stitches right here. And you see it's just this really long line that goes all the way up through there. Worth it. Perfect. Okay, so
Percy, I like your teacher guy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do too. Feel free for you all to talk shop for a while. I need about 20 minutes of just focusing, so...
Percy, you sure this isn't your dad?
You know, I like this guy better.
It makes way more sense.
Why do you think I spent most of my time here instead of at home? This is where I worked before I left.
Persephone, I've known her a very long time. Since she was, he kind of like does, about this height, perhaps, yes, many years.
Being that he's a gnome, that's like
student.
2 feet.
Very smart, very bright. Sometimes bit of she kind of looks over at you, a bit of a short temper. Come on, you know, but
I think she's pointed a gun at each of us at least once.
Not me yet.
I do not recall ever pointing a gun at Alona.
No, I just shot a dragon instead.
You did what?
Oof, get called out.
I love how Sticks is just in the corner of the room, just
It
talking
wasn't
smack.
Totally just in the corner.
at me, but it did still hurt. So.
You know what?
Ouch.
Talk shop, I need 20 minutes of focus, and I'm just gonna sit in one of the chairs in front of the fireplace and then just zone out, go into my mind palace.
Guidance.
so when the professor sees you do that,
Dude.
that is a very familiar sight. Something that when you were growing up, the professor actually somewhat sort of taught you to do that with when you have all these thoughts and need to concentrate, need to focus, and the outside world it's just too much to take on all at one time. He taught you how to sit, channel, focus, take a minute, sort of a meditation, if you will, but it's like a intelligent meditation, if you will. It's a tinker's meditation, if you will. But so when he sees you goes to do that, he's like, oh, okay, well, she's going to be a bit. But perhaps while we're waiting, I could take a look at some of your contraptions. Frey, oh my gosh, my apology. He walks back over. So sorry, a lot going on here today. So if you want, I could maybe take a look at this. And Voltal, I mean, if you want, we could certainly try to figure something out. I mean,
I was thinking to make a small version of what I have for those so he can do a channeled version of what I could do, but in a hit.
Yeah, see, so they like get put into these slots on the head of the boom hammer, right? And you press this button and it makes them ready to go boom.
How many of these do you have? I mean,
rummage through my backpack a little bit, dig through, kind of pull them out and set them aside, each and every one, coming out to a total of
Loose in a
10.
backpack.
There's 10 of them.
Okay, all right. So you have more because for us to be able to, tinker with this a bit, I'm probably going to have to take this apart and really study this.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, I only met you 5 minutes ago. I don't know if I just take your stuff and
I appreciate it, but like far be it from me to get in the way of science.
In fact, I might actually have someone here at the academy that might be able to. It's more of an expert in munitions and things. So.
Is it the person that shot a rocket at me when I came in? Because I'm kind of concerned about that.
Yeah, you're going to have to be more specific about who's shooting rockets around the academy. That's not really narrowing it down,
I noticed.
Right. All right, I'm on hold. He kind of like puts it in one of the pockets of his apron. So,
you know what? Take one more just in case.
sure, okay, great. I only have one of these down here, so I will just imaginatively put a second one in.
I like it. And
Amazing.
I just
Okay. The professor has 2 boom booms. All right.
adjust my inventory down to 8.
So, while Persephone is in her own space, how did you all come to meet? I mean, she mentioned that you all are glory hounds. That is a heroes guild.
I'm not yet.
What's that?
I'm not yet.
He's a new guy.
My apologies.
No, it's okay. I was told to find a lowdown.
That's me.
So you are all glory hounds then? Yes. I mean, we do have sometimes the Imbric glory hounds.
Well, I'm sort of a glory hound.
Lincoln kind of like nudges you. No, actually, she is. They all, only me and Volt are the only ones that aren't. But yeah. Oh, okay.
I am too. I say over where the machine I'm touching.
now that he sees you touching that, he goes, "Oh, Jill, you found my telescope. Very cool. Have you ever used one of those before?"
No.
Oh, well, I mean that's sort of how as you're still hitting it. That's not really how you use it, but I mean, and he's kind of like walks over. I mean, I could show you how to use it if you like.
All right.
Okay, follow me. Actually, and he like goes to lift it up, and it is kind of heavy, but I mean, hold on one moment. And he looks over at this thing. Oh, okay, here we go. I always forget. Presses a button. Everyone make a perception check real quick.
Alrighty, I can do that. I rolled a 23.
Perception. 22.
I'm not paying attention to anything,
No,
so.
you're good.
16 plus 4.
Okay.
20.
All right.
13.
17.
All right. So as he goes to pick it up, he says, "Oh, what am I thinking?" And he presses this button. It's not for anything all that crazy, just a basic perception check. As you guys are standing there, you all of a sudden feel parts of the ground start to shift. It's just a real subtle shift, and it goes, and the floor has a somewhat of a checkered pattern like downstairs, but not so concrete of straight lines. It's still kind of patterned, but instead the lines kind of all curve like this. And curve this way, but still have somewhat of a checkerboard pattern. And from the one wall, where the mantle is, actually it's this wall. Sorry, where the mantle is on the one side, you see there's these 2 statues, right? Percy's in her chair, so she's fine. But the one statue actually comes to life, and on the ground, it actually starts to roll over to you. You can see on the bottom of this automaton, instead of actually having legs, is this one large wheel, and it's going along the tracks over to where he's standing. And he says, "Oh, Walter, please, could you help me take this over to the window?" And he goes, and picks this thing up, and now actually goes on a different track and weaves over to the open air space where the academy is with the skylights. And you can now see all these different, instead of having a checkered pattern like this, it's more of like a weave, so it can get to different aspects of this room. And it sets it down and kind of like reels back. It just kind of like hangs out there, just wobbling back and forth so it doesn't fall over. Just right.
No, he's a weevil wobble that doesn't fall down.
There it is. He's a Weeble Walter. Sorry.
Weevil Walter? Yes.
Did I make a pun? That's not a pun. That's just a joke. All right. Jill, come here. I will show you as he follows Walter over to the thing. All you have to do, pretty simple. Just go ahead and you don't push this end. You actually want this end. And he goes onto the little side of the tube, and he puts his eye up, and you can see he actually kind of looks around, down into the academy, and you can look in there if you like.
I would like to.
And perception check, please.
All right. Let's just use this. 11 plus 4, 15.
Okay. So on the one floor, as you go, well, I'll tell you what. You pick a floor, first, second, third, or like bottom floor, first, second, third. Where do you want to look?
I'll do second since I've already seen the first. It's just like chaos.
Okay. So on the second floor, as you're kind of like looking around, just like from the right to the left, because again, on the other side is where you came in, and on the other side is a matching wall to where you guys first came in yourselves, but there's no elevator. It's the door to the outside. If you want to look at that wall, I'll tell you what you see through the telescope. But on the first floor, on the right and on the left, the first floor is a lot of the munitions. It looks like you can see there's people working. They have like these large metal cylinders like on these tables, and they're kind of pouring some sort of thing inside of them, and they're looking around for lids, and they screw a lid on, and they're kind of like calibrating. You see this other guy writing down some notes, and you go down the long way, and you see there's another gnome. You see another gnome. All you just see is like these little like cheeks walking down, and he kind of like turns around and sits down on this little stool on a table. It seems to be that same gnome that Volt saw before, with no clothes but an apron on. It seems the first floor is ammunitions.
Interesting.
Would you like to look at anything else?
Everything.
Everything. So as you kind of take a look around with that 14, just kind of getting some basics. The first floor, it seems like there's some sort of munitions going on down there. You actually do see some other similar like projectile kind of things. You've seen Percy's gun and the boom hammer before, so just basic recollection. The second floor, it looks like there's more alchemical things going on there. Lots of beakers and test tubes and Bunsen burners and people mixing a lot of chemicals together. And on the third floor is where you see actually a lot of people working on very robotic type creatures, very similar to the warforged that you've seen before, but different sizes. Like some are very large, some are very small, like fit on a table. Off in the one corner, there's this very large hulking creature that kind of fills the whole corner, that you see a couple of gnomes all like kind of working on all at one time.
Huh. Interesting.
What do you see, Gio? Pretty cool, yeah?
Yes. A lot of people working on things.
Okay.
And junk. No gargoyles, though, so that's good.
Nope, you do not see any war gargoyles.
Yep.
So, with that being said, alright, so looking through a telescope, Volt, you were trying to find a broom, and are you reading the herbalist book, or were you doing something else?
I'm gonna go back to that.
Okay. Alona. So
Why
as
is
Gio's kind of looking
this?
through the telescope, and you see, and that's what kind of brings your attention back over to the window. You see this automaton kind of wheel over, pick up the telescope, like, ooh, and you kind of like follow it over to the window. You see Misfit. And he like kind of very bad landing on Misfit's part, because there's like nowhere really to land, because there's like so much stuff everywhere. There's nowhere really like.
Can I like catch him?
And you kind of like fall into the table so you don't fall over, and you catch him, and you look. He's like,
Misfit, spit it out. Drop it, Misfit. Come on, let it go. I have. I'll pull out a wrench. It's your favorite wrench. Go get that.
and when he spits out into your hand, it's that little bird, but like the one wing, like it doesn't fly away right away, because it's trying to fly away, but it's not working.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately start fixing it and trying to like improve it so that it will actually come back.
So Misfit unburdened himself onto Ilona.
I throw the wrench out the window because Misfit loves the
He
outdoors.
goes to find out where the hell that wrench just went.
And I'll start fixing the bird.
Roll up. Nah. Just roll.
Today the student died for falling wrenches.
Yeah, Dex. Dex flying.
Dex? Wait, for me, it's a natural 20.
Oh, okay. So when he drops the thing and you like just throw the wrench out, he kind of like pushes off of you and woof, 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 and kind of dives down. You're waiting for it to like. You were waiting for it to hit someone, but.
Bring it back! Out the window. Yes. Thank you, Misfit. So good. And then I'm going to use that wrench to finish fixing this poor little bird.
All right, roll a tinker's check.
Okay. Oh, no, that's not super great. Hold on. I gotta find my proficiencies. It's intelligence plus proficiency, right?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. It takes a little bit, and you've never worked with this kind of creature before. In fact, what I'll tell you also from that 15, as you start to try to work on this creature, the one thing that you do notice is that, you know, your biggest, I shouldn't say biggest, the main thing that you've ever worked on is Misfit, right? And,
Yeah.
And Misfit is this combination of metal and magic, and, you know, sure, he has like gears and mechanisms to him, but you know, he has like this power source and all this stuff going on. And when you're working on this bird, one of the things you kind of like lift up his arm so you can kind of like, you know, work the wing back into the. You notice that this bird, instead of being similar to Misfit in that aspect of like magic and metal, it's actually, and you just out of sheer curiosity, kind of lift up this one little side panel, the one that you saw, the one that he had closed before. And when you look inside, you see hundreds upon hundreds of little teeny tiny little gears just all going together on the inside. And it's interesting because it almost doesn't seem to have any sort of power source to it. And as you're kind of like really intrigued by all these little gears and everything, you close the latch and you try to like fasten the wing back on, it slowly goes and it just stops. You don't hear any ticking of the gears or anything like that anymore.
My God, I killed it.
Oh no.
Good job.
So when you're working on him and Professor leaves Geo to, you know, kind of inspect around, he goes, "Oh no, it's okay, Alone. It's all right. He's not dead, so it's fine. May I? I'll show you. It's fine."
I think Misfit killed him. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. But I will show you. And he like goes over to the table, and you kind of see him. Oh, right. And he looks over at the floor. Hi.
That's picked up.
Oh, you picked it all up? Okay.
As soon as he threw it down, I was like, walked over.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Volta. I mean, this room, huh? It could tell you stories. But okay, let me just kind of like just dumped it back all on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Starts to rummage through. Ah, here we go. And he picks out this one little key. And now, not necessarily a key that you would have to open a door. This is actually like a smaller key. It almost looks like a flattened T almost. And where the T actually comes out, there's these two large like hoops. And he actually puts it into the back of this bird and starts to crank it.
Is that like some sort of tool? What's that?
It's sort of like a wind-up toy, I think.
I mean,
what now?
In a little bit of a way, yeah, sure. There's many different ways to make, you know, machinery work. This is what I call a clockwork. It's very, very intricate, different gears that mold together. There's no real magical power source to it. It's more of, has a bit of a ticker to it, you know? Bigger keys for bigger machines. Small keys.
But wait. If there's no magic, how is it moving?
Oh, I'll show you. Here, come, Fred. Can you see out of that, by the way? And he like looks at your face.
Yeah, I can see fine.
So, and he like opens up the little hatch, and now you can see inside. Now that this bird's been activated again, all these little teeny tiny gears. Just, if you look at it all at a glance, it's almost too much to take in. You really have to like focus in on one gear or another to actually see all the other little gears that turn inside of this little bird.
So there's a lot going on there, and that still doesn't tell me how it's moving. Like what's making it move? What guides it? It was flying around.
Oh,
there's
okay.
a lot
Well,
I don't understand here.
That's just written in the code of its programming. That's all. And they actually flips the bird over. You're very inquisitive. I like you, Frey. And he kind of opens up the other side, and on the other side, you see that there's actually this big, well, not big because it's a bird, but bigger and compared to the size of the overall bird is this, this tube, right? And on this tube, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay, I don't think I'm very good at those.
Ilona, you too, because you're looking.
I'm in fact not very good at those.
Okay.
Sticks, right? Come here. I show you too. Come here. Go ahead and make an
I got a
investigation.
3.
17.
23.
Oh shit.
23, 17, or what? 3?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, fantastic. So you just see this tube thing, Frey, right? And you just see this tube is just keeps circling around on itself like this. It's going around and around. And as he's explaining, he says, so on this tube is different rivets and bumps and grooves, and on the inside is what the bird reads, if you will. And he kind of like air quotes with the bird in his hand, like air quotes like this. And what it does is not necessarily like a smart creature, right? It only has 1 or 2 functions, but as long as it's wound up, it does what it's programmed to do. Bigger machines, bigger tube, more it can do. Little machine, this thing could fly around. It could perhaps, it could record. Not too long, but maybe a little bit of auditorials. Very cool stuff.
I might have a use for that. How do we teach it to say things?
To say things? That would be... And he kind of like rubbed his chin for a little bit. It couldn't necessarily say words, you know, because it's a bird. But it could perhaps... And he thinks about it for a second, and he's like, "Oh, actually, that could be interesting." And he like looks around. Maybe perhaps you could put program tube inside a bird to repeat message. That's a great idea, Frey. How can I? And he starts to like find his notebook again. And he's just
Yeah, wouldn't even really need to do a whole lot. It's just like, did you know if you give a Warforged a name, they remember it?
Idea.
What just happened? What just happened? That was almost too good. He says, "What do you give Warforged's name? What? Say this."
Oh yeah. If you give a Warforged a name, they'll just walk around repeating it, and they respond to it. It's great.
Do you do a lot of work with Warforged here?
You know, I dabble. But I'm more of Clockworks. Problem with Warforged is many. One is that many years ago, Warforged were amazing creations. The bridge between metal and science and magic, and they had feelings and
Some still do.
sentient creature. What?
Oh yeah, I mean, like there's the whole like what are they called?
The Fallen.
Yeah, them.
You've seen this? You've heard of them?
Oh yeah, we met them. Killed a bunch. Let a couple others go. You know.
Where did you see these creatures?
No, that way. Gestures indiscriminately off in the distance they came from.
We sort of saw them between a mark in here. We were on a train and they were attacked.
They attacked you?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a banditry setup.
Started out as sort of a robbery, and then they didn't return, and so they sent out another crew to find them, and then more people died.
Oh, that's terrible.
Professor,
you must tell
how?
me where. And he slaps on his wrist again another button, and the table starts to shiver for a second, and then it lifts up and spins on itself and sets back down, and it's an entire world map on the other side of this thing. Tell me, where? Where did you see these Warforged?
How does this thing work? Where did that come from? What?
Oh, it's just quite simple mechanism. It's easy. And he presses the button again. You see it raise up, and you hear now you can actually hear some of the gears on the other side, and it just starts to slowly flip and set back down.
It was.
Yeah, hold on. Now I need to know. And then he presses the button again and goes sets it back up, and it starts to and sets back down again. Now it's the map.
Reach over and press the button again.
Do you go to press the button?
Yeah.
Oops.
I works for everybody. That's awesome.
He looks over at Persephone. She's still thinking. He's like, "Oh, why did you leave me with these?" Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I just wanted to try it.
It was about here, sort of. By the way, has he seen Misfit at all?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
nope. No, go for it. It's all yours.
It was just sort of in this area, but I think that they said that they had a base like in this direction or something. I think Percy has a better map. She can sort of tell you a little bit more once she snaps it. Professor, how long have you worked at the academy?
Pretty much my entire life. I don't really get out much.
Do you know everyone who comes in here?
I mean, I am the director of the whole entire establishment, so yes, I usually do. Yes, for the most part, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to know? Remember, it would have been a while ago. I think it was a human. His name was Bartram. He worked on the Warforged contingency plan.
Okay, so when you name drop that nonsense, Ilona,
Yeah, what now?
in the most fun way possible.
I don't really know what it is.
Where have you heard of this protocol?
Well, it's so I know someone who I'm part of the Glory Hounds, and someone found this information and passed it on to me because I have an interest in Bartram, and that was the last document his name was found on.
It's a good thing Frey has no visible face. Because he's very confused right now.
I'm looking through a telescope.
Wow. Oh, wow.
But you obviously know what the Warforged contingency plan is, so if you don't know anything about Bartram specifically, could you at least tell me what he was working on?
I mean, this was made for a very specific purpose. And as you tell me more about this Fallen actually being a real thing, it makes me nuts. Basically, Ilona, the Warforged contingency plan, as far as I understand, is a programming where has never happened, but always make plan B, as they say. Where if Warforged that we know today are great at all tasks that they're programmed to do, they help pave our roads, they fix the bridges, they help build buildings, very many useful services to the city of Imbric, but it's always been worried that perhaps, malfunctions or, how do I say this? Bad situation? Where, if needed, the Warforged need to be shut down immediately. That is what Warforged contingency plan is for. And you say this Bartram was one working on this?
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how much he was involved in it. I just know that his name was on the document, so he would have been a part of it.
Alright, go ahead and roll a persuasion check there, Ilona.
I don't know
Roll
why
that
I feel
natural
that
one. You got this.
Crap, I swear. Oh, that's not on the table. Fuck!
Go on.
No, it's not a 1,
Okay,
but it's not super great. I'm not very persuasive. 10.
It's not too bad.
This is all I'm very familiar with. This I could certainly look into more if you wish.
Is there anyone here who worked on the project?
Note checking.
Off the top of my head, I would research into this for you, Ilona. If you're a friend of Persephone, you're a friend to me. I would gladly look into this for you if you like. You might give me a little bit of time, but I could certainly try. You have to understand, I've been here a very long time. I know things that come and go and projects working on. Sometimes I can't remember everything. I'm only human.
You're not a human, though.
Yes, pretty sure.
He is.
Oh shit! I thought he was a gnome. My
I
bad.
thought he was too.
No. Definitely a human.
No,
Okay, well, I guess just sort of, if you know of anyone that worked with Bartram Lewin, I would appreciate.
Of course, my dear.
Is he hiding something from me?
I don't know.
Insight
What
check.
did you roll again with your persuasion?
A 10.
Okay, now you probably should insight.
This is Alona's first voluntary insight check, by the way. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very good. Ho ho ho.
roll
2
that natural
from
one.
all the negatives.
It is a 19.
A 19. I mean, it's the first time meeting this guy, right? I mean, he seems, very straightforward and over the top, obviously, with some things that he gets super excited about. When you mentioned about the Warforged contingency plan, it seemed like his demeanor changed a little bit in terms of being careful with his words. But when you tried to sweet talk him a little bit with your persuasion, it seemed like that's where the conversation ended. That's what I'll tell you with that 19 there.
I wasn't persuasive enough. God damn it!
Crap happens.
And now, as you guys have this conversation, he kind of jumps up for a minute. He says, "Wait, hold on. What does this mean again? Timeout. That's right. I see sometimes in the games they do that thing. You are all glory hounds, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, sort of.
So, glory hounds, heroes guild, adventurers, right? I see you have Swiss Army knife on your back. I see the guns for... Would you mind helping Professor Ruprecht out with, say, a little experiment? He gets, really giddy, starts all the sides.
What
sort
you,
of experiment?
What you got in mind?
Sure.
Well, I don't know how much you know about this place in terms of, what it is that we all do here for most part, but Persephone may have told you little bits, but maybe not all bits about all bits, right? So, this is, as you can see, a place where intelligent minds come to create and invent and experiment and
Shoot rockets at random visitors.
Sure, all are welcome here. The door is always open, except for from 9 to 5. Then we go to big, we close the doors. It's all okay. Anyway, those are our business hours. But we do have very large training grounds in the back. Perhaps you saw the wall when you came up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to help Professor Rubric with a little bit of experiment? It could be fun.
More details, please.
I'll tell you what. You help me with my experiment, and I will help each of you with one little project of your own. Frey, you
Alright.
have this casing bullet, right? So I already said I'd help you with your thing. Perhaps Volt, right? I could help you maybe a little bit with your contraption on your back, or maybe another experiment that you're working on. Styx, you look like an intriguing fella. Do you have anything perhaps old Professor Rubric could help you with, huh?
I have a motorbike outside. You could help me
What?
tune up.
You have a what? Say it again. What? You have a motor what?
A motorbike.
Where did you get such thing? I didn't know you were a vroom vroomer. I'm a vroom vroom too, man. Hey, all right. He kind of like
I
starts
had,
leaning
had
a
it
little
commissioned.
close.
It's the Wild Phoenix.
A wild phoenix. Okay. We'll have to compare. After. I could maybe make some modifications. It's gonna be fun.
That sounds like a good
Are
idea.
you in? Okay. And he looks over at Alona. So, Alona, I mean, do you... And about this time, Misfit comes flying in with the wrench for the third time that you throw it. He kind of like bumps into your back and is like, ah!
This is Misfit. He's the one that killed your bird.
Who cares about the bird? Misfit? What? Tell me. What? It's just magnificent. He starts to just walk up with his hands like a baby. Just starts to just... May I? Can I...
No, he's quite friendly.
And he goes to like pet him. He's like, Where did you make this? You're all very. You're very creative and inventive people. This is amazing.
So my father helped me. Well, he sort of made. So he made him, but then he made the dragon, but I made Misfit. Does that make sense?
No, but sure. Go ahead. Continue.
So he made the sort of construct itself, but then I sort of, he's more of a tinkerer, less with the magic, and I figured out how to sort of put the magic with the metal and Misfit.
Interesting. You and I need to have much longer conversation.
Okay.
Perhaps, and he kind of looks over Misfit once over. He sees these large metal sharpened death silver claws on there. Interesting. Already has some modifications. Oh, okay. And he kind of like looks around a little bit, and he like opens his mouth, like not even asking, just like opens his mouth, kind of looks on the inside. Oh, very good. He has a little like sort of ignition system here. Is this for fire?
He can shoot fire.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for Misfit to bite him.
I'm very uncomfortable with him just manhandling my dragon.
This man does not have very good impulse control.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Misfit seems to be like kind of like more confused than like really knows. It's so instant and spontaneous. He's like doesn't know really how to react to it. Looking at you out of the corner of his eye.
I'm so sorry. No, we can talk about Misfit sometime later. Maybe
Closes
when
his mouth, kind of scratches him like right under like where like the hinge jaw is, and kind of scratches that bowl a little bit, like
his little back leg.
Okay, and he looks over towards Persephone. How are you doing in your chair over there?
I think about now is a good time to come out of it.
Okay. Alright. So about this time, Persephone, you get up out of your chair. I don't know if you want to walk over or not.
I want to stand up, put on my hat, and turn back into the half-elf. I have errand to run. I will be back. If when I return you can make sure the room is secure from magic and mundane eavesdropping, we have things to discuss.
No, but we're going to help him with a experiment.
I'm already walking out the door.
Okay. Persephone. Okay. When will you be back?
Not long.
I mean, should we wait for her? Is it like a
you're
group
going to miss all
experiment?
the fun.
Life or death, Professor.
Okay.
There's like literally nothing about that at this point. We made it to Enbrick.
Nothing's trying to kill us.
All right. So you want to go down the other? Are you leaving the facility altogether?
I am leaving the facility. I want to duck in an alley, out of sight of everybody, and then turn into a drow with the hood up, kind of masking what I look like. Write out a couple quick notes, and then if it would make more sense to have a Warforged, like, grab one and say, deliver this for me, if they wouldn't just obey random person who grabbed one off the street, then I would find a courier.
You would know enough that a Warforged randomly wouldn't do that.
Okay, then I will just find, like, hey kid, go deliver this for me, I'll give you a gold kind of deal.
It's a lot of money.
And you said you were dressed as a drow.
Is it?
Drow.
For a small child, yes.
Scare some kid.
Someone walking up and offering $100 to go deliver a letter.
So there's this little boy, maybe all of like 6 or 7, that kind of just like tra-la-las running past you, has like kind of not like beggar clothes or anything, but you know, dirty enough. And he starts running by, and you want to grab his attention.
Yeah, I'd like doing the whole skulk in the alley and say, kid, you want to make a gold real quick?
Oh shit!
Make a persuasion check.
I'm already holding out the gold piece too.
Mommy told me not to talk to strangers.
Ooh, that was really good, actually. Persuasion, 27.
Oh, kid.
I've got the letter in the other hand. Okay.
Okay.
I have 2 letters that need to be delivered. One to the House of Blades, one to the House of Quartz. I'll give you a gold each if you deliver them, and don't say who gave them to you.
Okay.
And I hand the 2 notes over that are labeled for which house it's
He's not
into.
looking at what he's just looking at this dark, mysterious death figure of the shadows holding a gold coin and letter.
Yeah.
Just, I rolled a freaking 2, okay? 2 to 27, there's some shit going down, right? He's not taking his eyes off the figure, just holding his hands out, waiting to like
Yeah, I hand them over post haste.
And just runs. Like that's the only word that he has said was okay twice. Just runs.
And then I'll shift back into the half elf. Actually, I'll do a different. I'll do a human this time. Like medium tan skin, blonde hair.
You said House of Blades, and which was the other one?
House of Quartz.
Oh, okay. I wrote down coin. Sorry.
No. You want me to whisper to you what the note says, or do you want me to say it all? Okay.
Yeah, don't tell anyone else. Just us.
They both say the same thing, so it'll be easy.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So
Don't
while
tell
all
you.
this is going on, he looks around the room as Persephone's left and everything, and she's already walking down. As she's leaving, he goes over to Geo and says, "Okay, Geo."
Yes.
He's looking around at you, this large crocodilian figure. He's kind of looking around. It's like, I would love for you to play with the rest of the group, but I don't know what could Professor Rubric do for you. I mean...
Ooh! I have an idea.
He like looks
What's your
around like
idea?
he's in a classroom. Yes, you alone. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Okay, so it's something that I've been wanting to make for you for a while, Jill, but I'm afraid that I don't fully know
Feed the
how.
Did you feed the animals?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay, cool. Yes, you did.
So what I missed?
Good job.
Jill just standing there staring off into space.
No, he fed the animals. Good job. He did your chores.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes, I did. All right. So what's up?
So it's an idea that I've had for you for a while, but I'm afraid I don't fully have the understanding to make it. So here's the thing, Professor. Geo is a master hunter of gargoyles. So is there a way that you could help him find all gargoyles in a nearby area, whether by looking through some sort of monocle or glasses or goggles or something, just sort of within a certain radius? Only gargoyles, nothing else.
Interesting. Like gargoyles, just statues on rooftops. I mean
Those two, but mostly like the sentient ones that sometimes try to kill people. They make him really angry.
They do. I hate them a lot.
He would love to kill literally all of them.
Genocide is kind of a thing for him. It's weird.
Jenna, what?
Gargoyle aside.
Gargacide.
Yeah,
Oh,
killing
okay.
the gargoyles.
Gotcha.
All of them.
That might. He kind of like thinks for a minute. Okay.
I mean, I sort of
okay.
have an idea of how it would work. I just don't have the materials to
Alright,
do it.
alright. That might not be for me to make, but this is the academy. I think I know someone who might be able to help with this.
Alright, I like that. I mean, I was just gonna be down to fight stuff, but this sounds
Okay,
good.
great. Either way. Okay, perfect. All right. So everybody's in. Fantastic. Okay. So, is everyone ready?
Oh, you still haven't told us what we're doing yet.
That's
I look
the
at-
surprise fun part, Frey. I can see your surprise behind your mask. Okay, here we go. And he goes, just starts to walk towards the elevator.
But wait, what are we
I
fighting?
Wait, we're not
Who
waiting
cares?
for Percy. Okay.
I close the book. Wait, where's everyone going?
I guess we're gonna go fight
Fighting
something.
No,
Oh,
to the
okay.
elevator. Come on, follow.
Oh goodness, where to begin? Growing up in a bunker alone with only her father and her mechanical dragon, Misfit, Ilona Lewin often felt isolated and alone for the first 24 years of her existence. Forbidden from venturing into the apocalyptic wasteland she was told lay beyond the bunker door, she often dreamed of having her own adventures. After her father left one day and never returned, she had no choice but to leave home and was enthused to discover the world that she thought had been destroyed was so alive. There was so much beauty, so much wonder, so many new friends to meet, and Ilona wasn't going to waste any time. She set off with nothing but her father's coat and her mechanical best friend to find answers to so many of the questions she had. Did bees really have knees? What did the ocean look like? I wonder if there are actually fish larger than dragons, like I've read about. There were so many adventures to be had. So why had her father locked her away and kept her from knowing such a wonderful and magnificent place filled with so many great people? Ilona made friends with anyone she had even half a conversation with, but soon found herself closely bonded with a group of adventurers training to be part of the Glory Hounds, a marvelous skill that she had already accidentally sort of stumbled into, but she is officially a member. Probably. Choosing to stay with these gearhearts, Ilona soon began to learn that this world was not as perfect as she first thought it to be. So many friends in this world would lie and hurt people. There was a darkness to the world that even she couldn't avoid seeing. But never fear, this girl was raised on fairy tales, stories where monsters were always slain, good always triumphs over evil, and the heroes always stand victorious. It's going to take a lot more than evil plots and devious villains to make Ilona, regret ever leaving that bunker.
Styx ain't had the easiest of lives, but what he has lived through has made him the goblin he is today. He was born and raised in this tiny village situated in the forest that surrounds the Shadowvale Mountains. Life was peaceful until the night the heroes came to visit and threw his life into darkness. Alone and afraid in a world he didn't understand, he sought shelter in the only place he could find, the ruins he had heard about as a child buried deep within the Shadowvale Mountain. Just one problem with that: the ruins weren't empty. The years passed filled with pain, fear and solitude until he was rescued by his now closest friend Kylar. This fateful day would change Styx's life forever. He was no longer alone in the world. He had friends, he had a family, he had a cause to fight for. Styx is now a blood hunter and a member of the Claret Order, those who fight against the darkness and the things that would use the darkness as a weapon. His training now complete, he has decided to travel and expand his knowledge of the world and the secrets it hides. Eventually, his travels led him to Lower Azaro and the guild hall of the Glory Hounds. Little did Styx know that this one act of accepting work would have such a big impact on his life. Styx now has some new comrades and new friends to explore the world with, and new ways to look at the world. He has found a talent for magic he didn't know about, and through this magic, his familiar, Acheron. The shadows of his past are once again looming behind Styx, but Styx knows he has friends to help him. He ain't alone anymore, and he ain't afraid anymore. He's still the same goblin he's always been, but one thing he knows for sure. It's true what they say, mate. What don't kill you can scar you for life. but the drink helps.
Hello there. Name's Jill Ashwood Tick. My friends call me Jill. I'm a lizard folk, as you can plainly see, and this here is my introduction. I was born in what most Saskans call the Savage Swamplands. I, however, called it home, till I was run out for hunting too much. Ugh, bunch of bull. They were just jealous I was better at hunting than them. Where was I? Oh yeah, left swamp. Yeah, I left the swamp. Eventually found myself in the company of some soft-skinned mercs. They needed some muscle. I obliged. Spent a long time with them. Grew fond of them. And then one day, they died. A rival company, the Red Buzzards, thought we were moving in on their turf. So, they killed all of them. Except me. Thought they could make a spectacle of me. So they sent me over to an arena to fight forever till I died. I wasn't happy with this. So, one day, during a really nasty riot, I snuck out and escaped. I got nicked on the way out though, so had to lay low for a few months while that healed. Eventually, when I was good and ready, I heard rumors of a new merc company opening up in Azeros, so I made my way there to hide myself among them, gather some strength and information, so I can kill me some red buzzards. And that's how I met the Glory Hounds.
Freylost Akra has always been a strong-minded sort, even from his early days among the orphans abandoned at the gates of Grimjaw's compound. He was hand-selected to undergo training to become an elite shock trooper under the God tier to maintain order throughout the known lands. He maintained this reputation during his training, holding a standing record for returning other platoons as lost flags, as well as a record for the most successful captures on training missions and the most, disciplinary paperwork for refusal of orders. He was an excellent shock trooper with a bit of a mind of his own, and may have risen high among those of lofty ideals were it not for that day. That fateful day, wherein he was ordered to take part in the summary execution of a small village of reformed criminals for not more than seeking a better life than the one levied upon them by the prisons they had slowly broken free of. You see, while the rest of his squad saw hardened criminals, Freylost saw people trying to make the most of what they had, far away from any who could come to harm for it. While the rest of his squad fell too, Freylost fell away, off into the wilds until he hit a point where he could run no more, drifting off into sleep. In his dreams, he was made an offer, a chance to understand why the world behaved the way it did, why it could be so brutal, so unforgiving, and more importantly, how he could change it. All he need do was step away from his home and squad, and continue seeking power under the guidance of this new force. He awoke with an unfamiliar mask, an unfamiliar guide, and an all too familiar need to take action.
My name is Tixon. I'm the rogue sorcerer kobold of the party. I escaped my warren and wandered until after a lot of fights, near-death experiences, realizing having small legs is terrible for traveling, I found Azeros and the Glory Hounds Guild, where, after I met the party and joined in all of their adventures, I've been through a trip in fucking half. Gained my magic from some weird dragon god thing, helping the Glory Hounds save the town, making sure a family feud didn't break out in the middle of the city. Since we left, well, all that's happened there to face the fallen, the Warforged and fighting for 'em. Well, in the background, all I know is my friend got kidnapped by him too. I'll do anything to make sure they are okay. One day let's kill that dragon that controls my worm. Free my people. I ain't got too much else to say. Just here to help my friends and make sure that I leave the world better than I find it.
Oh, hi. I was told to introduce myself. I'm Voltao, a 15-year-old storm chaser. My friends call me Volt. I got the nickname because I like storms. I know, shocking, right? Did I get that pun right? Is that okay? Is that good? Okay, good. Well, I'm from a small island named Akari in the Sea of Radiance. My home is known for elementals fighting off the coast every 10 years. I was on the beach for one of these fights, watching a giant snake made of clouds fighting a water elemental. After that, I was hooked. It made me want to become a storm chaser, so I headed to the mainland to see if I could find any other storms that aren't on my island. Some people tell me I get excited when I talk about storms, but what can I say? They're so cool. I really hope that I can find other people who like storms. Yeah, like crazy storms, like when the wind blows from a cold to a hot and makes a tornado that can destroy an entire village by just going through it. Wait, we're out of time? No, but it was just getting good.
Persephone Sharonford Vanderoth Kearney de Renard III, fourth child of Viscount Zephyros de Renard, daughter of the House of Blades. At your service. But don't let my good breeding fool you. My family not only rules Theros with the other three houses, but we also control its military. As a child, instead of playing with dolls and learning how to arrange flowers, like my sisters, I studied combat and tactics with my brothers, and I was rather good at it. Then I discovered engineering and constructed my first firearm, Requiem. Life was going well, until I overheard my parents discussing an arranged marriage for me. Having already been thoroughly disillusioned about the bliss that is usually associated with marriage, I did the only thing I could. Claimed I was going for a long visit with Great Aunt Rosalind in Upper Azeros, took the longer route by land, and remained in Lower Azeros instead. I calculated it would be around 2 months before anyone showed up looking for me, by which time I would be long gone, a false name hiding my trail. Unfortunately, I miscalculated. Far too soon I heard that my eldest sister, Calypso, was in town looking for me. My miscalculation, father's choice and agent, and the sudden discovery that a band of thugs have been seeking to kidnap Calypso left me less than ecstatic. I had little choice but to reveal my identity to my new allies, and escort my sister back to the safety of our estate in Imbric, hopefully drawing out the brigands in the process. So far, things are going about as well as everything else lately.
Oh, hey, did you see those mechs that were dropped off earlier, by the way?
Mechs? Yes! Yes, I did!
Those were from us!
Percy, you did leave a letter with those saying that was yours, right?
Yes,
Okay,
of course I did.
Good.
The mechs and the mechs things.
Yeah.
The whole king computer.
All the mix.
All three of them.
I think what I said was, we'll pick these up later, or something like that.
Yes, they were delivered earlier today. They are down in repairs. I figured when I saw they were for... It was very touching to see note from... I didn't know you were here. I didn't know she was here, but all the more... I just sent them down for repairs right away, because those two big mechs were kind of dingy-dingy a little bit. Mechs things not so much, but they did show some wear and tear, so Professor Ruben, take care of it.
Yeah, I'll break those neck things. They shot things. Sucked. Ow.
Right. So
I tossed the pilot out of the window when it was great. But yeah, fight things.
So you guys walk back down through, go down the elevator, walk back through the building, but as soon as you're about to go out the doors to the exit, you hang a quick right. Instead of going left out the doors, you go right and take an immediate left. And when you go out into those doors...
Are we gonna get a battle map?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness.
It's a battle map.
Motherfucker.
One day it'll load for me. That'll be fun. You know.
What's that thing? Can I fight it? Who is it?
I'm pretty sure that's our new best friend.
I think so too.
Our all new adopted father.
Oh my god, smash.
Alright, one of these people is not here, so they need to be moved.
Ouch.
One day,
Oh, that's Professor.
this will switch over.
Will it
There
though?
we go.
Did you have to click on it to go yourself?
It finally did it. Oh my god. It finally worked. All right. Hold on.
Oops.
And I gotta Actually, hold on. Let me do it this way. So as he walks you out into the courtyard here, and you enter from the. You guys can see all yourselves on the right, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Yeah.
one big
I assume I've caught up by this point.
Have you?
I don't know. This happened like
I don't
right
know.
after you left.
I'm on the map, so. You guys talked a little bit.
Probably a little bit.
All right. Where is Persephone? Boop. You're not there yet.
Okay.
So as he walks you through to the arena, you guys all enter in through these doors, right?
Yeah.
And so you walk out and it's very open, as you can see. There are some pillars off to the left and to the right. They're about maybe like 10 feet tall. They're nothing too crazy, just kind of like just basic obstacles in the way, if you will. And Professor Rubricht would have actually started over here with you guys, and he's out in front. He says, "Okay, so what we can do? Very fun game. Should be very good time for all." Especially me, because I like to see, any new creations that I come up with, they do with the real thing, you know? So what we can do, he goes, and he kind of goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of you, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
I need
Yeah.
everyone, besides Persephone, because you're not there yet, everyone to roll a d6. And I say it in his voice, because that makes lots of game sense.
A D6?
Yep.
Let me just grab my bag of D6s real quick. I have a ludicrous number of them.
I got a 6.
I got a 3.
Really good tonight. I'll probably wear off soon.
Gio got a 6.
Yep.
Ilona got a 5. Frey got a 3.
Sticks got a 5.
Voltel got a 2.
Styx and Frey. Volt got a what? Volt got a 2.
I got a 2.
Dos.
See.
Then you gotta roll for Lincoln.
Yep.
Roll for Lincoln.
Styx
I
and
forgot
Frey.
Lincoln was here this entire time.
He's the 6th person.
Lincoln's here.
He's been doing things. So
What has he been doing?
touching random stuff.
Good man.
Smart.
Let's have Styx and Frey roll that d6 again real quick.
Just grab my magic bag of D6s again. Which color will I get this time? Alright. 2.
Who has the higher dex? I'm just trying to split the defense.
You do.
I got an
Are we
18
fighting each other?
Ooh.
I have a dex of 13.
And what's your Styx?
18.
Alright.
34.
Okay, that works out anyway. Volt. Where was Ilona?
I was a 5.
Oh, you have a 5 too? Oh, okay. Okay. That's fine. That's okay. Styx. Alright, I frogged this all up, but that's okay. It worked out fine. Alright, cool. So, Lincoln, Styx, and Frey. Okay, I got it. And then Volt.
Wait, is Lincoln on a team that's not Ilona?
Alright, so he kind of looks at all of you and he goes, and just randomly to him, he says, "Okay, you," and he points over to Lincoln, "over here." And then you, pointing to Volt, "over here." And he points over to the right. And then you, pointing to Styx, towards Lincoln. And then you, pointing at Alona, over towards Volt.
Oh, good.
And then you, pointing towards Frey, over towards Lincoln. And then you, big guy, towards Volt and Elona.
Alright.
Okay.
So what am I doing over here now?
Here we go. And then he's going to run to the set. There's this door right here that opens up, and then closes, and then comes out on top of this balcony that kind of overlooks everything. And as you guys are standing here, you do kind of see off to around in the wall, that wall that you saw before. It's like 25 foot high walls. There is like some sort of like walkway-ish kind of seating to the top. It doesn't go all the way down. It's still flat walls, but it does seem like there's enough room for enough people if they wanted to kind of like walk and not necessarily stand, but kind of like lean and like watch whatever's going on down below. He says, okay, come everyone, stay to your sides.
This will be a fun time.
What I thought would be kind of sort of silly fun is perhaps you could all test out some of my new creations that I made for the city of Imbrix. We'll call it defensive forces, yes? But here, I'll show you. And first of all, off to the side, now you can't really see it, but you do see him make this motion where he kind of grabs something and just come on, and he kind of like pulls on this gear, this lever, and you hear the whole arena just kind of shakes all in one motion. And as the whole arena shakes in one motion, now you start to hear, seemingly from all around you, but definitely coming from below, you hear what can only be like large gear starting to.
Is this more like clockwork stuff?
Oh, you'll see, my friend! And as he yells that out, in between you guys, you see. Can I get them both? Nope. Can I get them both? No. Yeah, I can. Nah. Boink. This wall, the sand starts to part as another wall starts to segment the arena in half. And the wall goes, probably got a good 20-25 feet up. And you guys kind of like, and it starts to separate the two groups. So now you have this wall dividing the arena in half. All right?
Ooh.
Well, why would you do that?
Surprise number 2! And he pulls this other lever off to the side. And you feel the whole arena shake again. And from back here and back here, the sands start to part out and dip down as a trapdoor, if you will, starts to segment and start to slide off and stop. And you wait a moment and you hear as platforms rise up things from underneath.
Oh my god!
And now we switch to a Super Smash Bros. Tournament game with reskin characters and kick each other's ass now.
Alright, go ahead and roll a d4. And Elona, go ahead and roll a d4.
Ah yes, my magic bag of d4s this time.
What are you growling about?
I got a 3.
8. 2.
2 and a 3?
Wait, what are you doing?
Right now it's just me and Frey rolling for something.
Alright, who got the 2?
Elona did.
Me, I got the 2. I got the 2.
Alright, and you got a 3?
Yes.
Alright.
What is happening?
Oh, I gotta make sure they come up at the right spot. Okay. And then this. I want to do it at the same time. Okay. So as these platforms start to rise up, and you all look over in this the direction of the sand starting to go down, you slowly start to see the head, the neck, the shoulders, and as the head and neck and shoulders start to come up, Styx and Lincoln and Frey, you see the head and the shoulders. Actually, it almost looks like 3 heads coming up at first, but as more of the body comes up, you see these large spikes and the face of a large glowing cyclops eye, and more of this like brass and gold armored clockwork starts to roll its way up. He's holding onto this large spiked. You're familiar with weaponry there, Frey, Swiss Army knife. It's this large, like, halberd-looking weapon in his hands.
There's more clockwork. I called it.
And on the other side, Geo and Volt and Ilona, you see this creature that comes up out of the ground, but instead of spiky shoulders, his head and a spiky head, his head is more rounded and big, huge, 3, 4, 5 foot large shoulder, circular shoulders. And as he starts to come up, there's this large steam stack on his back, and he has a fist in one hand and a very familiar sight from one of your mechs in the other hand of this large Gatling gun of a fist.
No!
Not again.
She's having traumatic flashbacks.
PTSD.
I don't get
Shutting
it.
down.
I don't get it. What does
Don't
it
worry
do?
about it.
Ah!
Everyone, let's roll some initiative.
Alona, why are you by yourself? Come with us.
Natural 20.
Oh,
I roll it in the thing for the tracker, though.
yeah, I'm getting.
I know. I forgot about that.
That's okay. We can just add it in.
Look. I mean,
I will use the thingamabob because it's
He's
only
got
fair.
this.
That works out great.
do
Oh,
me
that
and
works-
Misfit go at
that's
the
so
same
good.
time? Misfit and I?
I think we said that you guys do, yeah.
Okay.
Sticks.
I have a +9 to my initiative.
Wow.
I rolled a 19.
Jesus. Oh, look! I rolled a natural 20 on there, too!
Mate.
Wow.
I accidentally put Misfit in instead of me, though, so can you, like...
It worked
get rid of
great.
the work?
Yeah, we can
Dolly.
fix it as we're going here.
Okay, cool.
We got one with the chainsaw or chain gun again. Ugh. Gosh darn.
Executor and
Volta
Century.
has no idea what that does.
Alright. Since that's going to take forever and a day, that's going to drive me nuts.
You still need to add in the goblin token to the initiative trackers.
What goblin token?
6.
Sticks.
I know you're a goblin, I promise.
What? You're a goblin since when?
Oh my gosh!
Really gotta sticks up for yourself more if you want her to respect you.
Ha.
Yeah.
Ha. Ha.
I don't sticks out very much.
I'm gobbling these puns up, boys.
Yes.
Got these puns on the word lock.
Ah.
Oh my god.
That doesn't seem right.
Alright, so I should be able to reroute those ascending? Nope. Other way.
Descending.
Descending? Alright.
Kyle, this is a description of my ranged attack with the ranged glaive. I don't think that's correct.
Okay.
I don't think it should be a bonus action, should it?
Which one? For your chain stick?
Yes. Because then that means I can make a regular attack and then a bonus action to do another attack if I do 2 attacks.
I'm pretty sure that's what we went with. Because, like, you can attack twice because of the level of fighter you are, right?
Correct.
So it eats up one of those, but then you can do that as a bonus action. So you can, instead of swing, you can swing slash kind of thingy. Isn't that what we said? Unless you wanted to eat up your whole attack. I mean, I'm just saying.
That doesn't scale well if you have any other roll attack. It's better just go with the full attack actions.
That's up to you, man. You want to just do? We can figure it out later. Just we'll leave it as an attack. If you want to use your special as an attack, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, I'll figure something out.
Okay, great. So, with that being said, he goes, okay, so just so you all know, they shouldn't kill you. Okay. Got it. And he just, okay, that's the roll for initiative there. All right, so, first up, Ilona.
Ah! Okay.
You turn around and this large hulking figure just standing there looking at you.
I'm not on the turn order.
Oh,
A7 put Styx in turn order.
Oh yeah, Styx needs to go first because he rolled fucking 28.
37. Styx goes twice before anyone even goes one. The fight's over by the time we all get to go and take a turn.
What'd you get?
28 total.
Jeez.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, Styx.
No. I'm gonna crack my knuckles, and first I'm gonna cast Hex on the mechanical creature.
Alright. What would you like its ability?
Anything strength based.
Alright.
Any strength skill.
Alright.
And I shall stick with tradition of Eldritch Blast.
Go with it.
But I wanna aim for its ocular bit.
Been a while.
Hey, you're a warlock? I thought you were a blood hunter.
I'm a blood hunter, but I have warlock spells.
Oh.
Because the type of blood hunter I am.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Okay. 2 Eldritch Blasts. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
That's a 19 on the first one to hit.
Hits.
And a 22 to hit on the second one.
Yep, those are both hit.
So that's a D10 and a D6.
Man, when's the last time we got to fight
10.
something?
Never.
It's been a little while.
3 seconds.
16 damage with the first hit. And 11 damage with the second hit.
Alright.
Boom, boom. Aiming for its ocular eye section.
Alright. Alright, if you want to do cold shots, we'll do this next time, but the AC would go up if you're going to try to, like, shoot stuff specifically. So,
Yeah, that's what I said at the beginning of my roll.
As you cast your hex with your other hand, shoot up your 2 Eldritch Blasts. Hits him, you're going for the face, but it hits him in both the shoulders. So Alright, would you like to move? Anything else?
Moves behind one of these columns a bit. There we go. Look behind the column.
Alright, cool. Excellent.
And
Ilona, you're up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna do what I did last time we fought something similar to this, and I'm gonna cast Reduce on it. So it's gotta make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. I'm just gonna roll in here because it's easier.
Okay.
17 plus 4 is 21.
Well, why'd you have to go and fucking do that? Are you sure that he doesn't get like disadvantage? Because he sucks.
I doubt it.
Cool. Love that. Second spell, gone. I will do nothing as my bonus action.
Did you run away?
I could run away.
Oh, that's good. Run away.
That's a good idea.
Strike that from the record.
30. Actually, can I move? What is this thing? Is this a pit or a pillar?
It's a pit, but okay. Those technically should go all the way across. I just drew it up to there, but the walls go all the way across.
Well, I'm gonna go here next to the pit.
Okay.
And Misfit is gonna breathe fire on him. He's gonna breathe fire on his ass.
When I made the map, I thought it was just a big column in the middle, and I was like, oh, that's actually. But I already drew the line, so I was like, oh, well,
Misfit got a 21 to hit this guy.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, cool. And he's gonna do 1d10. Oh, sorry, 2d10. 2d10. That is 14 points of fire damage.
So as you go to cast your spell, like, don't see him shrink in size. That didn't work, and you kind of roll up to the side, and you send Misfit out. Back into dragon mode, and do you have him fly past, or just kind of flying in the air, shooting it down at him?
So, because it has range, so I want him to fire, and then I want him to come to me.
Okay. Come, Misfit, come! Ah!
Look us away!
How many points of damage was that?
14 points of fire damage.
Wow. All right.
That's me.
Cool.
That's
Over
my turn.
to... Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right.
Centurai.
Is that century? Is that how it's supposed to be pronounced?
Yep, century. Okay.
Are you going to unleash hell?
Getting closer.
He made a poor life decision, got right up in our face.
So as it comes up, out, and gets hit with two Eldritch blasts, he looks over towards where the goblin ran behind the pillar. It just starts to bolt over towards across you guys. That's going to be his whole turn just to get over there, but that is the sentry's turn.
But now he's close.
Yep.
He made a mistake.
And as it starts to run over, Lincoln's like, "Why did we come here?" And he kind of like rolls off to the side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Lincoln's
like,
not getting anything out of this, is he?
Staying with
Yes,
Just
he
hit it, you
Kinda
pansy.
rolls off to the side. As he rolls up to the side, he pulls off his longsword. And so I did add something to his sword. I know before I was like, why didn't I give this guy something cool? And we were comparing swords and stuff, so I thought of something cool to give him. Interestingly enough, we'll see here in a second. So he pulls off the sword, and as he pulls it off, Frey, you'll actually notice when he pulls it off, he kind of like does a little flick of the wrist and like notches something on the handle. And as he pulls it out, lightning erupts from the halberd. No, it's not. It's a hilt. There you go. Of the blade and streaks up across, and it reaches the end and kind of like sparkles off the top and continues just to electrify from the handle out. And he takes a swing up at the sentry.
I like his taste.
Lightning sword.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a swing up and will miss.
No, Lincoln.
Lincoln,
No
what are you
wonder they
doing?
kicked you out of the glory hound.
Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
Too soon. Too
That's
soon.
Jeez.
I'd expect that from literally anyone else. Anyone else but Alona first.
I mean, Alona would never say that.
So he's
But
going
Kayla
to...
So.
So he's going to take a swing, and as he misses, kind of like he swung with one hand, this hand. He swings with one hand, and as he misses, he kind of reaches out, and you can see, again, Frey, you're the one who can really see this. As he reaches out, you see this kind of like pulse of electricity kind of come out of his shoulder piece and go down into this hand, which is, it's a gloved hand. But for the first time, you see there is kind of like metal shards in the glove itself, and he reaches up and goes to reach out for the creature and tries to do shocking grasp.
Ooh, fancy.
My boy.
This is the game.
Link's made of metal too, so you normally have advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage
Yep.
if they're wearing or I guess made of metal. You can wear yourself, right?
I mean, Warforged do it all the
Wear
time.
yourself?
Yeah, like you're wearing yourself.
So as he goes and he reaches up and
You
he
mean being
grabs
naked?
onto the sentry, because when it ran over, kind of like slid stopped in with its halberd out, like ready for battle. And he swings once and reaches up and grabs it and kind of reaches up next to like the side. and you see Frey and Styx. You would probably see this too. The electricity erupts out of his hand and coalesces over the sentry, but it doesn't look like it does any kind of damage to it, and he just looks right down over at Lincoln, and that'll be his turn.
Guys, we're so fucked.
Over to Volt.
Okay, couple things. First, I'm gonna slap Jill and be like, "Have fun, go fast." I'm gonna give him haste.
Love it.
Oh.
I'm gonna move 25 feet over here. I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to give my shocking grasp 30 feet, and also let me do it as a bonus action.
Beautiful.
So that's gonna be an attack. Shocking grasp. 22 to hit. And if he's resistant to lightning, he still takes the full damage.
So as you haste Geo and give him kind of a, I always think of a good game when I think of haste. That's all a real, nice slap on the. I don't know if you're willing to slap a crocodile on his butt, but
I do the chin scratch.
Oh, one thing. You can only use 1 mana magic per spell.
Can you?
Yeah, unless it's specifically stated otherwise, like for careful spell. Or not careful, sorry.
I wasn't sure when it was quick and end the other thing. I was just kind of rolling, but yeah.
Like empowered spell is the only one that lets you do that.
So either the range is extended or it's the bonus action, but it'd be
yeah. Well, it wouldn't be able to work either way of that one. So just no damage, I guess. And I just get 10 feet of jump then for my storm. So I'll go back.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so but you still hasted Geo.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Excellent. Is that your whole turn?
Yep.
Frey, you're up.
Alrighty, so my turn here after seeing ya boy miss. Frey's gonna grab his Terror Maul and run, let's see here. Get on over to the opposite side of him, that's all 40 feet of my movement. And go ahead and go for a swing at this creature with my Terror Maul. Actually, bonus action rage real quick too.
That a boy, there it is. Okay, good.
I gather, So he's raging now, and he takes a swing at this fellow with his Maul of Terror. It's
all right.
That is going to be a total of, math is hard, 22 to hit.
There you go.
All right.
22.
Is that hit?
Yep. 22.
All right. So he goes for a full-on swing, overhand, just hitting wherever he can, and then drops the mace into the dirt for a total of... It'll be 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And then, having dropped his maul into the dirt right next to him, he's going to go ahead and try to grab onto the legs of the creature for a grapple.
Wow. Okay. I like it. All right. So, like, contested strength checks then.
Contested athletics for me, and then either athletics or acrobatics for it.
All right, let's do it.
Because I'm raging, I do have advantage on this.
Yeah, boy. Where did my roller go?
I rolled a 19. Oh, no, sorry, 20. A dirty 20.
Yeah, if he uses athletics, he's got disadvantage as well because of my hex.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you guys working together.
What a team.
So a 13, what'd you roll?
20.
All right, so this creature, now that he's gotten a little bit closer, you're pretty tall yourself, Frey. What, you're like 6'3", 6'4", something like that? You're pretty high up. Oh, you're even taller than that, aren't you?
Let me double check real quick here. It's been a little while since I had to think about that. I'm 5'10", so
okay,
not super tall.
So, all right, almost 6 foot. So as this creature, across the way, 50, 60 feet away, looks like kind of normal height, but as it starts to almost shakes the ground a little bit as it approaches, this creature's easily, 14 foot tall. I mean, it takes up this whole 4 blocks of space here. So you can kind of sort of like grab its leg. You got a good hold of it. You can't like actually physically grapple like the body of it, but yeah, you definitely are hindering something. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Works for me.
All right, is that your whole turn?
That is indeed my turn.
All right, cool. I'm gonna move this where I can see it. All right, with that, we go over to the other side of this is kind of nice. It's kind of like going back and forth. I like it. All right, cool. Over to the other side of the battle map. Jill, you're up.
1 sec.
Did you have enough food?
Oh no!
Up, okay. Every time it's like right on. Come back to us, Geo!
The dogs know. They don't
Dog's
want
like,
him to
it's
play.
almost his turn. It's time to fuck everything up.
Sorry, dog was barking. All right. What does haste do?
Gives you one single attack, gives you 2 to your AC, and doubles your movement.
So you get an
Double
extra
movement.
attack, double movement.
Just one weapon attack.
Yeah. So even if you have multi-attack, it's just one. It's not an
All
extra
right.
action.
So, yeah, I can get there.
A lot of fun stuff.
All right. I get over there, pull out my glaive, and I smack him.
Go ahead and smack. Glaive smack.
I don't believe an 8 will hit.
No.
Next attack. 17 plus... Hold on. Oh, 17 plus 7. I think that would hit.
24.
That's it. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Alright, what is the damage on this again? 1d10. So that is an 8 plus 4 plus 1? Because it's magic, right?
Is it a +1?
Is my chain glaive plus 1, Kyle? I don't remember.
Yeah, the one that you got from the Glory Hounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that's plus 1. So 8.
Everyone
9,
should
10.
be if you got a weapon from them. They all should be magic +1s.
Hold on, let me look at this damage real fast. Strength plus 1.
Yep, I do have it set to be 1. So we're good on that.
Alright, so it's plus my strength plus 1 extra thing. So that'll be plus 4 to damage, so 8. 12 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
I'll use that extra attack now.
Alright, go ahead and attack.
17 plus 7 again.
That'll hit, yep. Coming over, slashing with his glaive. Twing, twing.
13 points of slashing damage.
Oof. Okay.
And then, let's see, I got a bonus action left. I'm gonna bite him.
Alright, go ahead.
That's a 1. Nope.
Okay, so as you come across the battlefield, hasten, frenzied crocodile rage across the reminiscent, very similar to Frank. As you run across and swing, and chomp down, he actually kind of moves his leg out of the way from your glaive strikes where you try to bite him, and it's now his turn.
Yep.
And he kind of looks down at you, picks up his arm, and goes to slam you with the 1 attack. Dirty 20.
Plus 2 to AC.
Let's see, AC is regularly... Nah, he still hits. I have a 19 AC right now.
All right. So as this fist starts to come down, you see Gil, as you go to bite and you start to look up, the fist starts to come down, and as it starts to come down, you see these like large pistons on the arm, and as it starts to slam down into you and it punches, the punch hits and pushes like back up into the arm, and when it punches back into the arm, steam comes out all these little tubes and cylinders around the side and kind of blast you in the face. So you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage and 9 points of force damage from the steam just like slapping you in the face. So it's like almost like a double hit.
So 22 points of damage?
Yes.
Alright. 1 sec.
So as it punches into you and pulls back, the momentum of the pushback from the steam punches back into you again.
But that's 22 damage, yes?
Yep, does a 23 hit?
23? Yes.
Okay. gonna roll this one. Just because. When's the last time we all got to roll dice, right?
Yeah.
2. 8. So this time you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage from the fist, and 8 points of force damage from the steam. So as it punches down into you twice.
Alright, so that's 20 points of damage.
That will be his turn.
Alright, that hurt a lot.
Back to the top of the round. Sticks.
Alright. As things get a bit serious, I will draw my sword, and as I do it, I slice it across my neck, and the sword bursts into flames with the bright blue flames. And I want to run up the sentry's body to his head.
Okay. Go ahead, just to see how far you get, because he's kind of a big creature. I know you're climbing and everything here, but just
Acrobatics.
Basic acrobatics, just to see how you do here.
That would be 15 plus 7, so 22.
Okay. We'll say you're good.
Yep.
He's got Frey on one side, Lincoln on the other, kind of looking back and forth at both of these two guys as you kind of.
I just want to stab it in the ocular sensor.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Yep, first hit. That would be a 24 to hit.
All right. Yep, go ahead and do some damage.
Okay. That's 5, 9. Ooh, nice. 15, 21 points of damage to him on the first hit.
Whew, okay.
And second hit.
Same thing, right?
Same thing, yep.
Okay.
That's a 27 to hit.
Yep, sure, that'll hit.
Love having plus 10 to hit. 4, 10, 18 points of damage that time.
Woof. You said 18,
big old
right?
Centauri's having a bad day.
God, Styx just murdered the crap out of that thing.
I do so much damage with my sword. It's 3d6 plus a 6.
All right. So, wait, you said I'm sorry, 21 and 18, right?
Yep.
Okay. I feel like math is very hard right now.
Damage averages are better than mine with my two-handed weapons.
All right, cool. So as you climb up this figure and take your sword out and stab into it, as it's looking around, now it's looking basically right at you as you're there, and you stab into this large oculus. It's almost the size of you. That's how big this thing is on its face. And you stab into it twice, and you see that with those two hits on the first one, you could hear a crack, but you don't see a crack line. And on the next one, you actually do see more of a distinguished crack start to go down the ocular. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's everything. That's my movement, bonus action, and action.
Very good. Over to the other side of the arena, and as you all are going, you see you can hear the professor up like, yeah, oh this is wonderful. Oh, right in the ocular. Okay. Anyway, over to Ilona. Go ahead, Ilona.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Ilona's going to. How far away is Jill from me? 25 feet. Good. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Jill, so he has a +2 to his AC.
Oh my god.
Monster.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to do something real fast. Right,
You're at 21 now.
You ain't getting hit. And that's my bonus action, and so for my action, I'm gonna fire my crossbow.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, my AC is 21.
Holy shit.
That is going to be a 15.
That misses.
Fuck.
As you're casting the spell and you start to shoot the crossbow, you didn't take that extra little second to aim, and it just kind of like ricochets off the shoulder pad.
Love it. Okay. Well then, Misfit's gonna come over here, and he's going to breathe fire on him. I
Go
can't.
ahead and breathe all the fire.
Ah! That is a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Ah! 7 points of damage. God damn it.
Hey, it's still damage.
My measly 7 points.
It just spits a little fire.
Literally spits on him.
Kind of looks over at you like. He saw you miss with the arrow.
Kyle, quick question, real quick, because I have.
Kayla, answer real quick.
I have Veronica. Does she do ice damage as well as piercing damage?
Believe that's what we talked about.
I don't remember how much. Is it a D6?
Yes. That sounds right.
Remember. Okay.
Did you hit with your crossbow?
No, I just
guess it
noticed
doesn't
that it
matter
was
now.
missing.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
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 I mean, it's true.
DM's trying to pick a fight with you.
Damn. Damn.
Everyone's sassy tonight.
I almost flew out of my chair.
You're so funny. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good.
That joke was
So-
a bit of a misfit.
So funny. I
It's a
hurt myself
misfire.
laughing.
It's a bit mechanical to me.
Oh my god. Somebody just go. Somebody
my
roll.
Oh, it's my turn. Wonderful. So
Okay, never mind. Go back to making fun of me.
As Styx pulls up the back of this thing and starts to stab it in the eye, he is going to obviously see your face.
I was going at him.
And as you stab him twice, what kind of pardon me for forgetting, but the essence on your sword with the flames and everything like that when you cut yourself, that's a magical thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you stab into it, when you look back, the flames on your blade have gone out.
Oh.
Ooh, what?
And he's going to grab you to get you off of his freaking face.
Dodge.
So this will be an
Dodge.
athletics check.
Oh my gosh.
Do I get acrobatics or do I have to do athletics?
Well, he
Remember, he has disadvantage.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
And if it's a grapple attempt, you can use either athletics or acrobatics.
Yep.
I'll stick with my acrobatics for 21.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he goes to grab at you. He just like can't seem to
He
find
just
more
says,
distance, even though you're right in front of his face. You kind of like weasel out of the way a little bit. No, you're on his face. You need to get off. He's gonna go ahead and try that again.
No, you're on his face.
Like, no!
That's not where sticks belong.
Sticks totally belong
Even
on
with
his
disadvantage,
face.
that's a 21.
23.
Fuck! Okay, so he's like starting to like grab at your face and everything like that.
He's gonna have to face a future of having a goblin
Come
there.
on, come on! Well, it doesn't
looks
talk.
so
But that's what
proud.
it's thinking. It's like trying to like grab you off of its face.
Oh, yeah.
Just trying to see if there's anything else this guy can do.
He's gonna do it 12 more times.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot I could do that. Okay, cool. All right, that's it. We're fine. Okay. That will be his turn. Over to Lincoln. So as he sees Styx kind of crawl up the side, he's gonna be like, "Hang on, little buddy," and he's going to.
He suddenly gets southern.
Yep.
It's the sword.
I'm pretty sure that's how this works, but let me just double check before I cast it. Let me double check. Sweet. So as you're kind of keeping him distracted up there, he's gonna kind of like run off to the side. He already used his reaction for something which you don't really know what it is, but he's gonna come over here to the side. Frey, you would see this, but not so much Styx. As he runs off to the side, he's going to hold his sword and almost like a Hadouken, kind of like bring his hands back and throw them forward. And you see this large line of his hands become engulfed instead of in lightning. This arcanic fire erupts from his hands, and he shoots out a 30-foot long line of fire towards the sentry. Just kind of
Fancy.
like Doesn't hit Sticks because you're on the other side. You're almost like using like a meat shield, but a metal shield, right? Or a clockwork shield. So that is a dex saving throw. Oh god. Yo, these guys rolled fucking terrible. So that's a 4 minus 2, so that's a 2. Okay, well that's a failure. All right. 8. 4 and 2. 14. 14 pints of fire damage.
Having a bad time.
I'm pretty sure that's all Lincoln can do on that shot.
I mean, nothing really compares to Styx doing 1,000,000 points of damage in his one turn,
Nope,
so...
not really.
I have a plan.
Oh my god.
Actually, your boy's gonna action surge. That's what we're gonna do.
Ah!
So as he Hadoukens across, the fire goes. He goes. Sticks! And he kind of runs back. He like changes his mind as he runs across, and now he runs back and starts to come back over. Frey, you still have this guy's leg grappled, right?
Yes.
Cool. He's gonna see this kind of combo attack happen, and he's gonna run and try to like charge and elbow this guy and see if he can knock him over.
Fuck yeah! That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with my turn.
That's what I was hoping for.
Okay.
Man, you guys are just like fucking murdering this thing.
So
You left the 3 warriors on one side.
So it's a contested athletics, right?
Correct.
And he has disadvantage because of Hex.
Right.
So he rolled a 1 and a 2, and Lincoln rolled a 3. That's amazing. It's amazing. So even with all those shitty numbers, I mean a 3 and an 8 and a... So even with those shitty numbers and crit fails, like he literally would have beat him by 1. So he just comes charging over, shoulder checks this guy with Frey holding onto the one leg and Sticks on his face, like so he can't see, and it kind of falls. So the sentry has been knocked prone.
Important question for you real quick, DM. When it comes to grapples, they're broken by forced movement. However, this didn't really cause them to move anywhere. Would I still maintain the grapple on this?
If you'd like to, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yep. So he is knocked on the ground, prone with a goblin in his face. You can choose to
And an
move
Asmar on his leg.
Yeah, with a barbarian on his leg. Having a great time. A great time.
Yeah.
Volt, you're up.
Alright. So I'm just gonna do a 4th level shatter.
Okay.
Just right on his face.
Is that
And
a con save, I think?
yeah, and I'm gonna do my cleric thing to maximize the damage.
Oh, okay. Plus 4. 8 plus 4, 12? Nah, I don't think that's gonna do it.
Nope, that just fails, so he takes 30 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Thunder damage.
Maximize is amazing.
Oh wait, no, that's
what
not
kind of
maximized
damage is
yet. I'm sorry,
shatter
that's not. I gotta do math. It's thunder.
5d8,
Shatter's
that's
thunder?
40.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what'd you say, 30?
It's 40 damage total.
Oh, 40.
Yeah, so 40 damage
oh my
total.
Gosh, my microphone!
Damn, he did 2 points more than me.
Unacceptable.
Kevin's keeping track.
So as you cast this spell, Volt, and you
Mhm.
harness this arcane knowledge and basically shove thunder into this thing's head, you see some of the bolts and on the side. Geel, you'd actually see this a little better. You see some of them start to like, some of them start to pop out, and some on like his upper chest area, just from the sheer shattering force of this internal explosion, almost.
Okay, cool. And then as my bonus action, I'm gonna just do my little flying thing and just jump away. I get to fly if I cast a spell higher than first. I get to fly for 10 feet. Just float away.
All right, cool, good turn. Anything else?
Nope.
Right.
Just in the open.
Alright, so I'm going to shift my grip from on the leg to come up and straddle this downed creature, hand down on its chest, reach back, grab my boom hammer, thumb the handle with the bonus action to trigger all 4 charges, swing
shit.
back, and down onto the chest of the creature.
Jesus.
All right,
Just
so I
for
have advantage.
clarification,
to
can you
use
do all
growth.
4s or just one? I don't know what.
You can trigger up to 4 simultaneously.
Perfect. Okay, good. Then do
I
all
did
of
double
them.
check that. So that's the plan. I have advantage to hit. Only a crit on a 19. So that's going to be 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Plus advantage because he's prone, so there's that.
That was with advantage.
Okay, cool.
And now I have to roll 5d8.
Wonderful.
I have 5d8 right here.
Do it up.
Rather low damage, unfortunately. I rolled really poorly. Still though. 12. 50.
Oh boy, here comes math.
It's only 22 points of damage.
That's still 22 badass points of damage.
For the first hit. And after that big ass explosion, which I'm using to knock the hammer back, I immediately bring it right back down again on the face.
Get him.
Going for the spot that Styx has stabbed twice.
Alright. Holy shit, you guys.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll still hit.
Sweet.
Jeez.
That's just going to be for 14 points of bludgeoning damage. For a total of 39 points of damage there.
Woo! Bring the thunder.
Yeah. And that'll end my turn.
The trigger is fire damage?
Yes, the trigger's all fire damage. Okay. So I didn't separate that out. If you need me to in the future.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I thought it was, so it is. Cool. All right. So yeah, man. I mean, as Lincoln comes and shoves this thing over, you hear the metal collapse to the ground. Just like with you can't actually see the other side, but just like with the other side, you start to like kind of concave this thing's chest in from the first hit, and after with the second hit, as you bring it up, you start to see sort of a crack start to come from some of the armor plating that is in the chest cavity of this thing. And you saw the bird, right? So just like on the bird before, all the little hundreds of tiny little gears, you can see inside a very similar contraption of hundreds of thousands large, small gears just all intertwining together. In the heat of battle, you can't see individual ones, but you
guys,
get the idea.
I've been. So I forgot something here. I'm raging. I was supposed to add an additional 1d6 plus 3 for each of those hits.
How much?
I need 1d6 plus 3, so I need to roll 3d6 and add 9 for all the hits that I've done
sure,
so
that's
far.
fine. It's been a while, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
Yes, I gotta open up my bag of d6s. I forgot this is a thing that's relevant.
All dice are important, Cody.
Well, yeah, just for different characters.
No dice left behind.
That's going to be a total of an additional 17 points of... I think we decided right now it's all necrotic damage, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think that's what we went with.
Correction, it's just the first one of each of those turns, so that would actually be... 13 points of necrotic damage. There we go.
Okay. Holy bejeez. Alright, and with that, back to the other side of the map. This actually worked out kind of nice. Look at that. Okay, back to the other side of the map.
Yeah!
It's almost
Fuck 'em
like I
up.
planned it, but I'm not really. Okay, anyway, so, Jill, you're up. You are
So-
so wasted.
Bolts came off its neck.
Yeah, so, for you wouldn't really understand why, I don't think. You've never seen Bolt fight anything before. All of a sudden, you just see Bolt start to, like, not even unscrew, just, like, start to ping out of its neck. And kind of like some of its upper chest and head area kind of like bulges out for some reason. You almost kind of think it was because Misfit just hit it with fire. Like you don't really understand what's happening with it.
Yes. Misfit is that good.
Alright, first attack, I will use the ranged attack to try and hit its head.
Okay.
And I will use a precision attack if it doesn't hit. That's a maneuver I have.
Okay.
11, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. So does 18 hit?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I won't use a precision attack, but I will try to do... Hold on. This will be easier if I do that real fast. I mean, that was 25, but it doesn't count. Anyway. As bonus action, you press button, glaive send out, blade, 15-foot chain. So it needs to make a strength saving throw or be grappled around its head, I guess?
It's a dirty 20.
That saves, so it's not grappled, but it still does take damage.
All right. So as you hit it with the chain and do some damage with it, instead of it starting to wrap, it actually kind of grabs it and throws it back, but you still get to do the damage.
Alright, so that is 6. Hold on. 6 plus 7. That's 6 plus 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 damage. Since I didn't use precision attack, I will instead use distracting strike.
Okay.
So that distracting... Hold on, let me just do... Ooh. Distracting strike is... Alright, so I added 1d8 damage to that.
Cool.
So 6 plus 6 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16 damage.
Oof.
And now anyone that attacks it now that is not me will have advantage.
All right.
I try to hit it. I hit again for my second attack. This time.
Distracting strike.
This time it's a regular attack. It's a 2 plus 7, so no.
Ooh, nope, no.
It's
That's a 17 plus 7. That hit?
24. It has hit in the past, yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And for that one, I will use trip attack.
Ooh.
Let me just add the. Let me just roll damage real fast.
So another strength saving throw.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15 damage.
Has to make a what? A strength saving throw to be knocked prone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That is a 13.
You missed by 1, so he does trip.
He's...
So he throws the chain back at you and sucks back into your glaive, swing it around your head, chop at its leg. It actually kind of almost takes the whole thing off, but it just cripples it enough that it kind of drops to one knee and kind of almost half falls over to the side, knocked prone.
Alright, and then third attack.
How much was the damage on that?
Oh, no, I already did the third attack. So, that damage was... $15 slashing damage.
Sweet.
And then for my bonus action, I will use Second Wind to heal myself a bit.
Good call. One of those two punches.
That'll be 1d10 plus my fighter level.
You had to use your bonus action to activate the chain glaive range attack.
Oh, yeah.
So wait, that wasn't... Okay, so I don't have a bonus action. But I mean, does that mean I still have another attack, or was that the attack?
It's part of the attack. You use the bonus action to allow you to strike at a range.
Oh, for your glavey whippy thingy to grapple it?
Yeah.
That's true, you did.
You did.
So I think that's
Alright.
3 still.
It's all 3 attacks and your bonus action there.
Action surge.
There you go.
There you go.
I now attack at advantage, and I think I get 3 more attacks. Or do I only get 2 more attacks?
2 more.
Action surge, you get 2 more.
2.
My haste doesn't work for your action surge.
Yeah, okay, so it gives me 2 more attacks. So let's do this. 11, 10, so 11. 18?
18 hits, yep.
Ah.
Stab it in the face.
That will be 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna reroll that actually. I can do that.
Reroll one of the twos.
Yeah. Oh, I got another one. Oh well. So 1. So that'll be 6 damage. But I will add. Can I add anything else to that? It doesn't have a weapon, does it?
It's got the
Got the
gun.
gun.
But that's kind of built into it, I think.
For an arm.
I don't think I can disarming attack that, can I?
Can't disarm an arm.
You'd literally have to disarm it.
Which would be hilarious. But I think a bit out of the scope of that attack.
Yeah, a little bit. You can try.
Alright, I'll just do it to add to the damage, I guess.
You can try.
I'll try to disarm it, add 2 to the 6. Or no, it was. So it was 1 plus 7. No, it was 1 plus 4, so. Ah! So that was 5 damage plus 2 would be 7. 7 damage on that turn. How many have I used so far? I used.
So many attacks.
You've done a distracting strike, a trip attack, and now this disarming attack. So that's 3 superiority that I used.
Alright, so that'll be. I have 2 left. And then. Does it disarm him? I mean, he has to make a strength saving throw. I guess, if that matters.
22.
That beats it. That beats it. So.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you want to try to disarm it? I'll roll the strength check for it. We'll see what happens, man. But yeah, it's up to you if you want to try it.
1 more attack. 11 plus 7. I think that hits again.
19, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do
18. Yeah.
Pulls it back, swings again, hits it in the leg, swings again.
Let me check something real fast. Okay, so I can use this more than once. Yeah? Wait, no. That's a 3, actually, so I can't use that, actually. So 3. So that's 9 damage, and then I guess I'll just try disarming it again.
Okay.
But to answer your question, yes, whenever you roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then once you reroll, you have to keep that one.
So that's a 2 on the damage die. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage?
9 and 9?
Yes. And then another strength save, I guess.
Okay. That's an 8.
Oh! It doesn't work then? I do something. Maybe. We'll see.
So, Gio, how do you want to take out this creature, my friend?
It's gun arm because I hate guns because that hurt a lot before.
So,
I disarm him that way.
So what happens here is you come up, just got done punching you in the face, and all you really saw, because Alona tried to cast a spell and so did Volt, but all you really saw was this little fireball from Misfit off to the corner, which seemed to bulge and almost internally explode this creature from outside. And the inspirational motivation of Misfits, this small creature of bravery and fearlessness in the air, attacking, just inspires something within you to just hastily, frenziedly attack this executor who's barely made it out of the trapdoor that it came in. And after punching you twice in the face, you go to grapple it with your chain, strikes it across, it throws it back at you, it pulls back in, you slice it down the leg, it crumbles down on the one leg and falls over. As it's down on the ground, you just continue to slash away, and with the final swing going for its gun, you do manage, the gun goes from its where a hand would be, all the way down to the elbow, and you slice perfectly right there, and the gun falls off to the side as the creature stops moving, and you listen for but a moment, and you hear the gears.
Nice. So Jill pretty much like single-handedly destroyed like a tiny bit of help from Misfit, and then Volt did an ass ton of damage. Alona was just there.
Misfit did crazy amounts of damage. He was just on point. Well, it would
He
have
was
been his
on
turn,
fire.
but I guess we're kind of done with that. Over to Styx, top of the round.
So the thing's face down now. It got knocked on the floor, so I'm going to go around to the back of its
chest
neck.
up because Frey hit it in the chest, but sure.
I'm going to aim for where its head, its neck, basically.
All right.
I'm going to stab it in its neck because I'm quite pissed that my fire sword's not on fire anymore.
This is a fucker.
I would be too, buddy.
And that'll be a 24 to hit on my first one.
Yeah, that'll hit. And as the executor falls, you hear the Professor Rubric like, "Oh, that's... Oh...
16 points of damage with the first hit.
I'm sorry, how much? 16?
16.
I thought you said 60.
I did,
and I was like, how the fuck?
I'm good. I'm not that good.
When his sword's not on fire, it does more damage.
Obviously.
And that will be a natural 20.
Ah,
there we go.
You were super mad about that fire thing.
That'd be 5 points of damage.
Noted.
That's 6, 11. It goes to 22, 27, plus Fury of the Small. So 34
Holy
points
shit,
of damage.
What is in this sword? You died out in the fire damage, right?
That's not the fire damage. That's 2d6. 1d6 for the sword, 1d6 for Hex, plus 6 for just my general damage, and plus 7 for Fury of the Small. So I rolled an 11 on my 2 dice, so that's doubled to
All right.
22. So 34 points of damage.
How much was it total?
34 total. To its neck.
Jesus.
All right. So Ilona, you and Misfit can do something on your turn if you like. The wall is still there. The executor has rolled off to the side.
The sentry is tanky as fuck.
Misfit's gonna fly over.
Kill Steel.
Can he get to like here?
Sure.
Well, how far can he go? He can go 40 feet. So he was here. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
How tall is the wall?
How high up in the air would you say Misfit was for your battle?
Say probably like 15, 20 feet.
Okay. So he's kind of hovering right at wall level then.
Okay, so he can make it here.
Okay.
And then with the rest of his movement, he's gonna swoop. No, he's not. He's gonna stay up high and he's gonna breathe fire
Okay.
on him. At a disadvantage though, because he's prone.
So he comes flying up over the wall. Wow, coming to save the day. Lincoln sees him like, Misfit! Take him down, man!
That doesn't hit.
What was it?
It's a 12. Nope, 13. It doesn't hit.
I know, but I'm trying to do some DM math here because he's like prone and he's got guys on him and Frey's still kind of grappling him a little bit. I mean...
Yeah, but the AC is also the fact that it's freaking metal.
Yeah.
And 5e doesn't really do whole situational modifiers like that in most
Yeah,
cases.
it's all kinds of crazy. Alright, we'll just say he missed.
Poor
guy.
Misfit.
He only has that one thing on his turn? He can't shoot twice or something?
No. He can only... I thought maybe he can shoot twice.
I think he only shoots once because you could also shoot once.
Yeah. He just shoots once.
Essentially casting the fireball.
Sorry, it's not a 13, it's a 15. Not that it matters.
15 might hit. 16 hits.
Was short by 1.
Okay, yeah, so 16's the AC.
Cool.
Misfit! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Wow!
You can't distract him!
I'm sorry! You hear from the other side of the wall.
You know this!
I want to kill it! Stop encouraging him!
Alright,
that's
so... Right about now.
The end.
Boop, boop. How do I do this here? So, Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
This is by the time that you get back. Now, as you're running back up to the academy, I mean, you can hear. You hear all this just commotion and things blowing up, all kinds of crazy shit coming.
It's only Misfit.
What's that?
Oh dear.
It's only Misfit making a noise.
Yeah, only hears Misfit. Yeah, that's it. So by the time you finally run in through the double doors, you don't turn right to go into the building, you go straight and then turn left to come into the arena here. There is. I'm sorry I didn't put this down here earlier. I should have, but this is my fault. There is this door. Come on, darn you. There is
Having trouble.
Whatever. There's a door on the right hand side, but it is like one of those like gladiator like portcullis doors. So you can see there's this wall in the middle, and you see some of your friends to the left and some of your friends to the right. This is unfortunately where you came back into. This is what you see so far. Is there anything you'd like to try to do?
So the portcullis is down, right? Or is it up?
The portcullis is down. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just gonna yell through it. I leave you all for 5 minutes.
Right.
This is awesome.
And I think I can. Well, I'd be disadvantaged because he's prone. So I'm just gonna hold an action if Sentry gets up, and I'll shoot him.
Yeah, because when you come to this scene and you say your line, you do see off to the side Gio like kind of standing over one of them. You could just kind of barely see like Alona off to the side. I would say at this point you would have saw, yeah, because you have a pretty high perception. By the time you get here, you would have just probably saw. You would have probably heard Lincoln saying, "Misfit, shoot them down," but he missed. And Ilona yelling at Lincoln. That's about probably the end.
As one does.
As one does. So, with that being said, I mean, this creature is on the ground. He is going to try to stand up with a freaking.
He can't. He has to break grapple first.
Goblin on him. I can try to escape your grapple.
Yep.
Go ahead.
At disadvantage, and I have advantage to maintain. Which is still possible, just super likely.
I rolled pretty good. I rolled a 17 and an 18.
I rolled a natural 20. 27.
So he tries to he almost kind of tries to turn over so he can try to get up, and as you're holding onto him, you just sheer force of will just no. Lincoln's kind of standing I mean, he could try to get up again, but you know what? With that natural 20, we'll just say that both of them, he just...
Attempting to break a grapple is a full action, not an attack action.
So, Lincoln's looking over at you and looking over at this, so he just kind of takes his sword out and just...
Well, go on, hit it! You got a big sword, show me you know how to use it.
So he just kind of stabs it in the end. It only has 1 hit point left. We probably could.
The best part is, it would have been dead because I forgot 2 rage damage with the first hit.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of taps it. Just is it dead? And as he's tapping it, it just.
He stole my fun decapitation.
Did we win? I guess we won.
I'm still gonna decapitate it.
You just continue to cut the head off?
Yeah, but
you hear Professor Rupert no, sticks, please, no! Oh. It takes so long to build these things.
Then why'd you ask us to destroy it?
Pulls some of the levers. Starts running back down. How do I get that out of here?
Seriously, I leave you all for 5 minutes.
I moved it.
He asked us to.
Oh gosh, I just moved the whole map.
He asked you to join us too.
It was a nice workout.
I leave you all for 5 minutes. That's amazing. Alright, let's get rid of this. Oh god.
Can't take you all anywhere.
Alright, is this room safe to shoot spells?
Hold on, Professor Rubik's coming. Okay, so he runs out and he kind of starts running. He says Sticks, no, please, no, stop trying to. Oh, and by the time he gets there, you've already
decapitate it. Yep.
Oil lust. I don't know. You don't have blood.
Interestingly enough, you don't actually see any oil or anything like that spill out onto the ground. What you do see, if you go to inspect the bodies a little bit, is as they kind of crumple to the ground, some of the gears and some of the bolts and things like that start to fall off. But no oil or blood or anything like that. Just a big clumping pile of metal and gears. And Geo did cut the arm off, so that's good. And so you have an arm cannon gun, and you have a sentry head. The eye piece, even though cracked, is still glowing. It's in its face.
Oh, hey, that would be great for like that headlamp thing for Geo. We should take this eye.
It's
Okay. Were you talking to Professor? I'm sorry, I was looking at the time there. Sorry.
No, I was talking to Styx actually.
Totally.
All right. So I think if you put the sword and angle it, I can like hit it with the hammer to maybe get in there to pop it out.
Oh, you can give it a try.
Yeah. Okay. So just put the point like here, point at the little gap where the eye.
no, it's
Huh?
not
What?
yours to keep.
But we killed it.
Yeah, what we kill, we keep.
We kill, we scavenge, we keep.
It's like
I
the
just think you got the
adventure
Mustangs, the mechs. That's what we do.
What?
And
I just look at the
as
professor.
Persephone's walking up and Rubrik's running up. Go ahead, Persephone. Go ahead. Rubrik's still running up. Go ahead.
I just look at him like you killed him.
All right. So you got that in position?
Yep.
Okay,
Professor-
roll to pry.
Professor, you're really going to let them?
You can either. You're not going to let them, or
No, I'm asking the professor if he's going to let them do this.
he's still running up. He's like, no, please. He's still running up.
Do I hear him shouting this?
I would
I mean,
imagine.
probably.
What? You two? We kill. You asked us.
He's gonna run. He's gonna run towards Frey, and like, I'm not even gonna roll for this. He's gonna like run towards Frey and like dive to tackle him, and just completely it's
Just
one
like
of those
bounce
cartoons
off.
where
You okay?
move out of the way. All of his modifiers are negative. It doesn't whatever. Except for intelligence.
Very smart boy. Not so
So
much.
as
a
you guys
strong
start to
boy.
pry, he does run and try to tackle you to stop you, but he does kind of like fall off to the side over here.
It-
It does still belong to the city.
Fine.
If you ask
not
nicely
crying
enough,
it
he
off.
might give you a spare.
You have a spare?
Flames.
Well, first of all, he's like dusting himself off. Oh, well, you are all very mighty and powerful. I must say that I expected more from my guardians, but okay, well, it is what it is, I guess. Back to the
One moment. Frey interrupts the man just to put the boom hammer away and walk over and pick up his terror maul and sling that, and then comes back. All right, what were you saying? Sorry.
Were we saying about how awesome we are?
Oh, you want me to start from the beginning? Okay. Oh my, I'm not doing that. No. I said it once.
I mean, we have killed a mechanical dragon as well.
That was some shit.
Speaking of, Percy, do you want to show him the shade?
I look at Jill for a moment.
I look at her and wondering what the hell she's looking at me.
Jill's just
And
like, yeah.
And then I fall asleep because I'm super tired from haste wearing off.
Just falls over. Do you fall on top of the executor or next to it or
Next to it.
Oh, okay. That's adorable.
He's spooning.
We do have more pressing matters, and that can wait. We're going to be in town for a few days at least.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was reading something. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
We're just not show him.
Just not yet. We have a few days.
Oh, show me what you fight you fight you meet warforged, you fight mechanical dragons. What is going on out in the world? I need to explore this place more. Tell me what. Don't keep secrets from old Professor Rubricht. Why?
I'll go over Jill for just a moment longer. We have the heart of the dragon.
What?
It's about 4 foot diameter. Seemed to be a pretty much pure electrum.
Go on.
It was chewed on a little bit, and I glare at Jill.
It was
He
tasty.
glares at Jill too. Oh. Okay.
And Ilona put it away for safekeeping.
I must see. When can I see? Not.
Tell you what. If we can use your office, and if it can be secured from eavesdropping, both magic and mundane, I will let you look at it while we discuss matters.
Absolutely. Deal. No rolls needed. Perfect. Yes.
What time of day is it?
Oh boy. Okay, so arrive at Imbrick. This, that, the other thing. Over to the House of Blades. Come over to the Academy.
I know we had 3 hours before dinner.
3 hours before dinner.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
this whole thing probably took all hour and a half between walking here. I'll say 2 hours between just the walk across the bridge, going over, going in, coming out. So you probably got about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the dinner schedule. You're all dirtied up and arena'd up and exhausted over here, and one's about to explode. You know, all kinds of shit going on.
So we do need to talk soon, all of us. And then we need to prepare for the dinner.
I get back up after not being tired no more, because I think they only studied you for a round.
Yeah.
So we need to get Freya's shirt.
If he wishes, he may use my hat to make it look like he's wearing one without actually having to.
That works. too.
All right, out of character game real quick. That would actually look kind of cool with like a top hat and a mask and everything. Like, I'm just saying. Okay, back in.
Frey, we need to find someone. Do you want to do that before dinner or after dinner?
I still don't know what we need to find someone for.
Well, you had a lot of questions about some stuff.
I'm lost. But that's like normal.
I'm not. But can we at least walk and talk at the same time?
Yeah, this is like a side conversation as we're going back up.
Okay.
You know.
I follow.
All right, so you guys are all talking to the professor. He's kind of looking over the sentry for a little bit and kind of like making some mental notes in his head, and walks over towards Executor, looks over, sees that the gun has been disarmed. All I did was use it from before. That's not even me punning, let's be honest, right?
It'll
Who
do.
am I looking
You still
at?
look
There's no
so
one
proud
down
of it.
there. Looking around the room.
We'll get you there. Making sure nobody heard you pun.
Right. As you guys start to kind of make your way back, I guess everyone's perception's high enough that you would see Volt kind of starts walking over towards one of the side walls. And go ahead, Volt. What are you doing over there?
So my container's acting up a little bit since I used the cleric thing, so I'm gonna have to release it. So I walk over away from you guys, and I have to unload the container, which I roll a 2. So it means that I take 7 points of damage after everything just hits the ground under me.
Yeah.
So it's this little poof. It's for 2. Is it 2 points of thunder
Because
damage underneath of you?
the 2 makes it blow up, but the damage would have happened to me underneath me within a 5-foot circle. Then 3 does something, 4 does something, and 1 does something.
Oh, okay. You rolled a d6.
Yeah, I rolled a d4.
Oh, okay.
There's only the
I thought
4
we made it a
choices.
D6.
It's d4 choices. With the
Okay.
unless you want to make it odds and evens.
Okay, so as you guys start walking away, You do turn around
No, I
because
lost my temporary hit point.
of a sudden loud booming sound from across the way, and you see Volt. What does the 2 do again?
Makes the damage hit me within a 5-foot range.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So the only damage you took from that was from yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I lost my temporary hit points.
Amazing.
Are you alright?
Yep. There's another explosion.
His hair's kind of like standing on end, kind of crackling a little bit now as it like releases into the ground.
I feel like you should do something about that.
Is it a fault in your container?
No, there's just a lot of power in one area. The container now has no storm in it.
Just empty.
Okay.
It's just an empty glass container.
Where did your storm go?
It needs to charge up again. I did a lot of damage that first time with the shatter. It's just so good. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit.
Alright, well, we do have matters to discuss, so, let's
Yep.
go.
All right.
And just sits down.
Little like, just a little one.
Yeah. There's like
So-
little shocks going through the hair.
So as you guys start to make your way out of the arena, we will go ahead and call it for the evening.
Alrighty.
And I don't know who I'm looking at again. You guys all level up to level 8.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Oh my gosh!
Level up!
Oh, that would have been nice to have earlier. I could have added smite damage onto that massive burst.
Level up!
As you guys kind of re-stretch some of those fighting muscles,
Level 8 means feats and ability scores.
all kinds of fun stuff. So we'll go ahead and call it for the night. So we have a little bit of time for everyone to level up their characters and everything. Great fight, everyone. That was fun. Just getting to fight some clockworks for a little bit. Get back into the swing of things. And next time we'll see what you guys want to do as you prepare for your dinner. I guess probably maybe clean up a little bit from your arena
Talk
battle.
and then bathhouse. You got my message about the,
I did.
Okay. Just checking.
I did.
We can reroll
I got
once, right?
Very, very interesting.
Do we take averages if we roll below average? Or do we just reroll?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
So the way that we've always done it is you roll. If you don't like it, you can take the average and roll again. But if you roll again and it's still poop, you have to take the poop one. So.
Oh, can I roll again then?
Take the average.
I think I got a.
So like, let's say you roll a d10 and the average is 5 or 6 or 7, whatever the hell it is, and you roll a 1. You can either take the average or you can roll. But if you roll a 2, you got to take the 2, or you can just take the average.
So our current hit points go up along with the max, even though we aren't sleeping? Or
that's fine. That's fine.
Alright, so I got a 12 this time. Alright, I'll take that 12. I will definitely take that 12.
So while we're all doing all this fun stuff and notepadding and stuff, thanks for everyone for watching. That was a lot of fun. And tune in, like 2 weeks when we see where these crazy adventures go. And
I gotta wait another 2 weeks to tell you guys that.
But you can tune in next week because we have formed a friendship with another Twitch.
Hey, that's a good plug.
Armada's Guild. Such fun group. So if you are in the need for a D&D fix on the Saturday between the Gearhearts, check them out because they're super fun. Go over to their actual Twitch page. You can find them on Twitter at Armada's Guild. Follow them, like them, subscribe, show them love because they're awesome.
And now I got to do another point thing. And I got to do another font thing. And then you got to do the point like that.
Yeah. Bump, 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 bump. All the points.
Stop pointing. Just watch. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Good night.
Players, you guys are awesome. Have a good night, everyone. Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Oh, now I
Press
get
the button.
resistance.